Hello, hello. Welcome to Audio Addiction. Thank you for hanging. Thanks for chilling. Tonight, we are doing Golden Child. We're doing part one on Twitch. Part two will also be on Twitch as well. So if you are new, please join the Discord. That's the best way to know what's going on and what's happening. Wanted to give a massive shout outs to Jazz, one of the people in our lovely chat. They have gotten 100,000 channel points, so they decided to deep dive Golden Child. So if you also like to watch streams, stuff like that, come through. You'll get channel points and earn your way to the 100K. So definitely stoked about this. I know Jazz has been patiently awaiting for us to do a deep dive and stuff. So I'm very stoked that we have that going on tonight. So if you're familiar with Golden Child, hopefully, I don't know, this will probably be up before after it'll come out, but yeah, either way, very excited for this. So thank you. Gunky, hello. Connie, hello. Kala, hello. Sally, hello. Unhi, yo. Jazz, hi y'all. Sarah, hello. I am also excited for Golden Child. Yes. So I want to also give a shout out to Jazz. They provided me with a great Word document to go over part one, and obviously let me know when the next part will be. So I'm stoked. So yeah, super excited. All right. Well, I'll see what we got. Gunky says excited for Golden Child. Connie says congratulations, Jazz. Awesome. Let's see. Sarah says I'll be looking for a bit. I have 15 minutes left on the last episode of Alice in Borderland. I gotta finish. I had to finish that, but excited. Connie says, "Oh my god, I love Gocha." So I'm so excited. Very nice. Very nice. All right. Well, I guess I'll get my playlist pulled up here, and then also we'll be doing. I believe we'll be doing No Santa's deep dive on Saturday. So if you're coming Saturday, come through. We'll love to see you. Very nice. Very nice. All right. Our Jazz left me some information. Golden Child, or Gold Child for short, debuted on August 28th of 2017. We have Woolim Entertainment originally with 11 members, including Daeyeol, Y, Jaesuk, Jang Jun, Tag, Sungmin, Jaehyun, Jibom, Donghyun, Yuchan, and Boomin. Very nice, very nice. They are known for their live performances with sharp choreographies, unique vocal tones, along with amazing acting skills. Wow. Okay. And their fandom name is Golden Ness. Oh, that's cute. I like that. W Project is a thing Woolim does before they debut a group, in which they introduce the trainees through a series of videos. Not all the members took part in this project, though. Okay, very nice. Oh shit! Yeah, hell yeah, Sally, awesome. Congratulations. We love to see it. Wow, for only mere moments into stream today. That's sick. That's rad. I love that. Um, very sick, very sick. Yeah, I'm behind on the I am behind on the Alice in Borderland. Andy, hello. Everyone's saying congrats. Very nice. Yeah, I'm curious, Sally, if you would like to, you know, you have to let me know who you want to do next. Newest, that would be sick. I'd be down. This is your choice. So if that's who you would like to do, then I'd be down. So very nice. All right. Well, we're gonna start it off. It looks like the first part of the members here is a first member to be introduced was Jo Chan with the song "No One Like Us" featuring Soo-yeon. So let's check it out. I'm excited. If I butchered it, apologies.
너 같은 사람 없더라 너 하나밖에 없더라 시간이 지나고 다 지나간대도 아직 널 혼잣말을 해 이런 내 맘이
Wow.
아파서 너만 생각해 사랑이 그리워 너만 찾는데 그때 내게 했던 말 사랑한다는 말 그저 그리워 그래 다른 사랑에 행복해하는 널 보면 내 마음이 자꾸 아파 너 같은 사람은 또 없더라 너 아닌 누구를 만나도 너 같은 사람은 없더라 시간이 지나도 너밖에 없다고 바보처럼 또 혼잣말을 해 너
Wow.
같은 사람 없더라 너 같은 사람 없더라 그땐 사랑을 모르고 하지 못한 말 사랑한다는 말 그저 아파서 그래 다른 사랑에 행복해하는 널 보면 내 마음이 자꾸 아파 너 같은 사람은 또 없더라
Wow. Beautiful harmony at the end. Love that. All right. This was Ju-chan and So-yoon. And their song No One Like You. Very nice, very nice. Wow. What a great way to start off Golden Child. And for good reason. Great vocals. I'm excited to obviously it's cool that it's cool that they decided to do this like Wool Entertainment. I think that that's a really cool introduction or way to introduce members, to the fold here. Man, this was just such a smooth song. I would agree with Sally. Like their voices just fit super well together. Like, it seemed like they needed to have a song like this together, and obviously I'm glad it worked out. Um, but man, their tones were kind of like on I don't want to say on the polar opposite spectrum, but definitely very complimentary. Like Juchan does like this really like low, like mid range warmth that he has, and Suyun does like this like beautiful mid range warmth as well, but also kind of hits on that higher end vocally as well. Just because obviously her range is a little bit larger than Juchan. But I feel like the special moments of where they kind of meet in the middle and do like some really great harmony choices, that's truly where I feel like that magic happens with this track. So I really really love that. But I also love the instrumentation. I feel like the song itself, I don't believe that I've heard this one before, if this is like a remake or something like that, but just kind of the combination of like the instrumentation not really being very complimentary to their voices, but not really overstepping. I love that because I think it allows you to enjoy the music more, and then also their voices in the track as well. So I think that that's what a beautiful combination of those things. So definitely, like I said, great start off to the Golden Child deep dive already. I think it was a beautiful song altogether. So excited to see more of Juchan in the future. Just because I really liked his vocals so far. So curious where it will take us. So Jazz says Juchan has such a special tone, one of my favorites in K-pop. I don't blame you that he's got a great voice. So very nice. Cool stuff. All right. Well, we're gonna keep it moving. The next one to be introduced was Jang Jun and Tag, or Young Taek, with the song Drought featuring BE. Very interesting. I also had a question for chat. Maybe chat might know this, or Jazz. so the Soyun, is she a solo artist, or do you know if this is? I'm curious if she was a part of any other group. Because I also really liked her vocals as well. So I'd be curious if she's still making music. 2017 wasn't that long ago, so I can't imagine she may have left the industry, but I would hope not. She's got a great voice, so be curious to see if she's still making music or not. So anyway, we're gonna keep it moving. Looks like the next one is Drought. Very nice. Jess says not sure, to be honest. Okay. If anyone knows, let me know. Would love to know. But let's check it out. Drought's next.
메말라치고 비틀어지고 이 끝없는 갈증 눈물 한 방울 다 쏟아내고 갈라진 듯해 아니 갈라진 듯해 이미 갈라진 듯해 너와 나 이미 서로가 초라해진 듯해
반복자고 싶어 얼굴 붙든 말든 반복된 감동 계속하거든 시간 지나면 잡히 다시 일일인 것처럼 또다시 사랑할 거 꽤 익숙하거든 근데 오늘따라 차갑네 반쪽이 된 얼굴로 메마른 입술로 내 품에 안겨 얼굴 파묻네
우린 동등하지 않았어 애초부터 말하는 것 좀 봐봐 애처로워 갈라진 듯해 아니 갈라섰음해 간장 타지마 이미 멀어졌으니까 인사 따윈 건네지마 더 볼 일 없으니까 건조해지만 만나봤자 불만 날 테니까 여전히 예쁜 척넌 짜증나게 아무렇지 않은 건지 아님 척인 건지
비온 뒤 땅이 굳는다는 말 눈물 한 방울 넌 부족한 말
애석하게도 나는 널 좋아하지 않아 나중에 후회하지 말고 제발 울지나 마
메말라치고 비틀어지고 이 끝없는 갈증 눈물 한 방울 다 쏟아내고 갈라질 듯해 아니 갈라진 듯해 이미 갈라진 듯해 너와 나 이미 서로가 초라해진 듯해
너무 멀리 왔어 난 말라 말라가 말라 말라가
너무 멀리 왔어 나 말라 말라가 말라 말라가 이별을 얘기하는 내 표정 눈에서 쿨한 척 받아들이고 있어 너가 없는 공백 내게 뭣도 아니야 오히려 네가 쿨한 척하고 있으니 말이야 right. 처음 접하는 기분이라 어색해도 난 괜찮아 but 꺾인 어때 감정이 메말랐어 이제 그만할게 혹시 내가 미련해 but 헤어져야 해
아픔이라기엔 많이 흐르는 눈물 피곤하다기엔 슬퍼 보이는 눈 아픔 속여 아름답게 포장해 가뭄처럼 우리 서서히 갈라져 yeah. 나란 존재 사라졌음에 널 몰랐던 때야 돌아갔음에 너가 있던 가슴에 아직 미련이 남아 but 헤어져야 해
애석하게도 나는 널 좋아하지 않아 나중에 후회하지 말고 제발 울지나 마
비온 뒤 땅이 굳는다는 말 눈물 한 방울 넌 부족한 말
메말라치고 비틀어지고 이 끝없는 갈증 눈물 한 방울 다 쏟아내고 갈라질 듯해 아니 갈라진 듯해 이미 갈라진 듯해 너와 나 이미 서로가 초라해진 듯해
너무 멀리 왔어 난 말라 말라가 말라 말라가
너무 멀리 왔어 나 말라 말라가 말라 말라가
All right, very cool. This was Jang Jun and Tag on the song Drought featuring BE. Hopefully, I've I think I would pronounce that right. Hopefully, this was very cool. I enjoyed this a lot. They're both very talented. I looked over at my second screen over here, and Jazz politely has put who is who on the screenshots or screen grabs, so I appreciate that. Um they were both awesome. I love that there was moments where they were singing, and obviously, like, their vocals are really good. I definitely feel like a lot of the cadence on their vocal styling was really good. But they also both rap. I don't know if they are also the rap members in Golden Child. I would imagine so. um if I can infer a little bit. But I like their flows. Both of them have like really distinct rapping tones as well, which I really like. So I feel like I would definitely add their vocals to a distinct list of, distinct list of members that I'm like, ooh, I could point them out in a song just because they've got like more of a, I don't know. Nasally is always again used in a bad connotation, but I kind of like the like more nasally, like borderline a little raspy kind of vocal tones from both of them in the rap sections. I think it was more so Tag than Jung, but there's definitely like this sort of like more grittier quality to their vocals in their rap sections that I was like, ooh, okay, they definitely have a distinctness to them that I like. Um the song's super catchy. I love that kind of like, I want to guess it's maybe like a Roland synth type tone. It's typically used in like more, I don't know, I would say like early 2000s, maybe like mid 2000s kind of like piano tone in traditional pop music. So that tone I feel like is a very popular synth tone, but I think it works out really well in this stylization. I like the chord phrasing as well. It was really cool. The only thing that I was maybe unaware of was I didn't really notice BE, and that's maybe a benefit slash maybe not. I don't know if they are just uh like a like a feature in the MV, because I did see someone else, but I don't know if I was able to point out BE's feature part in the song. So my apologies to those people who like them. Um but I thought overall the song had like good flow, good beat. The chorus is really catchy. I feel like you could definitely be singing along to that part if you like are familiar with the song, So I love that aspect of it. I think when you're able to kind of get that engagement, definitely brings it up. I don't know if they had performed any of these songs, while they were in Golden Child, um, but that would be cool. So if they had an opportunity to do that, that would have been sick. But otherwise, enjoyed the song. Definitely, I think for me, 2 for 2, completely different kind of genre takes, but I really appreciated the different vibe switch of this song. So very nice, very nice. It was also very chill, so I appreciate that. Comment from the previous song, No One Like Us. Kala says, I only know Soyun from Seisonian. That's what I was thinking, but I know that's not her, so I agree. Sonja, hello. Thank you for coming through. Glad to have made it. Glad that you are here. Very nice. And Jazz says, yes, they are the rappers. Okay, very cool. Good to know. Good to know. All right. And then the last of the videos from the W Project is Daeol, Jae-suk, and Dong Hyun, revealed through a special dance video. Okay. Very nice. All right. Let's check it out. Oh, it's the composer. Okay. That makes sense now. was cool. Nice. All right. Oh, pause it. Cool. All right. This was a dance performance from Daeyeol, Jae-suk, and Donghyun. Very nice. Very nice. Um, Sarah says, I'm excited now to be a golden child. Let's go. Jazz has debated on putting this one excuse me, but felt it would be wrong to miss one of the introduction videos. I would agree. Definitely appreciate it. And also, fun fact, Daehyul's older brother is Sungyeol from Infinite. Ooh, very cool, very cool. Love to see it. I enjoyed this. Obviously, I'm here for the music. I feel like I've kind of found my love of like performance or dance videos and stuff from doing a lot of K-pop videos over the past couple years. And I love their movement. I feel like they had, collectively between the three of them, I feel like they had really good like flow and movement to their like choreography. So I really loved that. I also loved like a lot of the different moments that kind of like oohed and awed at regarding like the choreography moments. Like I thought that was sick. But yeah, I think it makes me excited to see like kind of the full picture. Obviously, them doing vocals and stuff, and kind of seeing where their place is in Golden Child. So I think that excited me. But obviously, choreography, I feel like is, a pretty equal part, if not a pretty large part of like, why K-pop is such an interesting like genre or interesting medium to go off of, just because I think it just requires a very high level of skill, not only I think from the choreography aspect but also being able to perform these songs in the way that they do. So I feel like they perform this very well and excited to see the future. So I don't know if I have a particular favorite in terms of the choreography. I think they were all really good. I don't feel like I had one that stood out to me more than the others, but they were all very good. So definitely love that. So very cool, very cool. All right. I guess we are moving into the first song. Let's see. Golden Child debuted with the mini album Gold Cha. The title track is Dam Da Di. Very interesting. Okay. Let's check it out. Sick it.
첫눈에 푹 빠진 이유가 있어 Oh yeah 완벽하게 완벽해 아주 천천히 다디 I like that Oh yeah 준비는 다 끝났어 너만 오면 돼 다디 just like that 언제야
Cool building.
헷갈리게 서 있을 거야 Can't stand me girl girl 아무것도 안 들려 안 보여 멈출 수가 없어 girl 신이 났어 낮에도 밤에도 멈출 수가 없어 남다르다니까 너만 쳐다보고 있잖아 달달한 너의 멘트 남다른 모습에 난 바로 오케이 오케이 여자는 관심 없어 이건 단단다 Hurry up girl down down 달리 완전히 give up feeling so feel so high 날 미치게 해 너 now live it oh 매일 점점 더 너를 원해 Can I do for you 뭐든지 말해 어떻게 이제 좀 감이 오니 뭘 해도 인정 메리트가 있어 Oh yeah 완벽하게 완벽해
Great melody in the chorus. I like it. This is fun.
너만 쳐다보고 있잖아 너 어디 멀리 가지마 너 어딜 그리 바삐 가 답답해 미치겠어 now 답답해 너 때문에 나 이렇게 망설이는 건데 이게 안 baby Please stay with me Please don't go away 내게 날 말해 Can't stop me girl 아무것도 난 보여 멈출 수가 없어 신이 나시 낮에도 밤에도 멈출 수가 없어 너만 쳐다보고 있잖아
Ooh. I love who's ever did those ad-lib sections. Just sick.
Daddy.
Hey, I love it. All right, very nice. This was Golden Child's Dom D Diddy D. I don't know. I'm gonna pronounce butcher it either way. Wow, interesting title track. You know, I like it though. I like it. It's definitely giving like very. I don't like. I hope this isn't taken the wrong way, but like my first thought was like this feels very like Disney Channel-esque, like Disney Channel movie, right? You know, I obviously understand the trope a little bit, but like I feel like my first initial thought was like, wow, this kind of gives like a very like bright, summery. Again, I would imagine this was released in summertime, end of summer. So, you know, I feel like it gives that really strong summer vibe, which I think is always fun. I always feel like very bright after these types of songs, so I enjoy it. But yeah, this was fun. This was fun. The song jumps right in. I feel like it gives you no time to think about it, have any preconceived thoughts about it. It just kind of just jumps into it immediately, and I love that. It's very fun. I love that kind of like interesting guitar riff. Like there's cool like organ synths going on in the back as well. Like the drumming was super fun as well too. All their vocals kind of like in an ensemble action just really sound great. They sound phenomenal together. Especially like that kind of like stomping and clapping section. You know, I feel like you get more of that like anthemic big feel of the song, so I appreciate that a lot because I was like, yeah, I was just bobbing my head the entire time, but I was really enjoying myself listening throughout. The rap sections were really cool as well. I enjoyed those. I don't know who is doing a lot of the ad-libbing towards the end of the song. I don't know who's our pop-off king, but man, they sounded fantastic. So I'm excited to see as they kind of progress with more of these songs. But wow, it was just so much fun to see them kind of, you know, all come together, knowing, you know, all the 3 videos that I watched before this. I felt like it gave me a better perspective on like where they come from vocally, and I really enjoyed this a lot. But yeah, great song, great song. I'm curious for people who have heard of Golden Child how they feel like this song held up. I think it's still pretty good. Like I said, I feel like there is like a, you know, I feel like there is a you know, I feel like there's a memorability aspect to it. But as well as that, I feel like the song still holds up really well, arguably. I don't feel like it has like I don't know. I feel like it doesn't have like a really dated feel to it. You know, I enjoy it. You know, a good summer song, I feel like is a good summer song. So, I enjoyed it. Very nice. Let's see. Connie says this one is so fun. I agree. Gunky also agrees with Connie's comment. Connie also says, Daeyeol is such a nice person. Sometimes I watch him on TikTok. He does lives and he's an amazing dancer. Yes, I would agree. Sondra says fun vibes for sure. Jazz says they said it was so hot when they filmed the MV that their soles of their shoes were melting. Oh my God. That's nuts. Wow. I'm glad they're all right. And in regards to the vocal pop offs, Ju-chan is mostly okay. Very nice. Shout out to Ju-chan. He was incredible. But yeah, their choreography was really sick too. Something else I didn't point out, but I really enjoyed their choreography. They seem very animated. And I mean that in the most nicest of ways. I love when like K-pop artists are just really animated and fun. And you could just tell it's not like fabricated at all. So I love that. That's really sick. So very nice, very nice. All right. Jazz says shortly after their first comeback, it was announced that Jae-suk would leave the group due to health issues. Oh, and so on January 29th of 2018, they released their second mini album Miracle with the title track It's You, excuse me, I can't read tonight. Now as a 10-member group. Interesting. Well, best of luck to Jae-suk. Hopefully, I don't know if he's still creating music, but I hope he is in a better place. So, not in that he died. I want that to be taken out of context. I hope he's doing better as a person. I would hope he's still alive. But anyway, let's keep it moving before I put my foot farther in my mouth. So let's check it out.
It's you, just for you, huh? You make me feel brand new, girl. Fall in love with you is all I wanna do. Yeah, ain't nobody can stop me now.
뭘 해도 뚱하니 왜 반응이 없어 너만 보고 있는 내가 안 보여 어느 날 갑자기 여자로 네가 보여 내 맘이 콩닥콩닥 뛰어 다칠 것 겁나니 장난일까 두렵니 달라진 행동에 의심되니 어서 날 따라와 걱정 마 잘해줄게 Oh tell me baby 나나나나나나 너라고 빈말하냐 너라고 착각하냐 너라고 딴 말하냐 믿어도 돼 나라고 쓰지 말고 나라고 빼지 말고 왜 고민하는 건데 슬쩍 잡히면 돼 키스라도 해야 액션을 취해줄 거니 말맞지 없는 것처럼 무시하고 있잖아 좋으면 좋다고 왜 말 한마디 못해 네 맘을 열어줘
낯설게 느껴졌던 내 감정 표현법이 이제 너로 가는 길을 알아 더 빠르게 Don't stop 넌 그대로 있어 좀 더 다가가고 싶어 잠깐이면 돼
밤하늘 달처럼 날 비춰내 로맨스 속 주인공 바로 너와 나 Real love true love 마주하고 싶어 나나나나나 너라고 빈말하냐 너라고 착각하냐 너라고 딴 말하냐 믿어도 돼 나라고 쓰지 말고 나라고 빼지 말고 왜 고민하는 건데 슬쩍 잡히면 돼 가벼운 맘 아냐 쉽게 한 말 아냐 계속 생각해봐도 난 너뿐이라서 그래 세상의 무엇보다 제일 탐나는 게 네 맘인 걸 어떻게 하라고 너라고 빈말하냐 너라고 착각하냐
Is that key change?
너라고 딴 말하냐 믿어도 돼 나라고 쓰지 말고 나라고 빼지 말고 왜 고민하는 건데
Yeah, it was.
슬쩍
Wow.
잡히면 돼너 어때 손 잡아 너와 난 잘 어울려 부끄러워하지 마 용기를 내 어서 날 따라와 걱정 마 잘해줄게 Oh tell me baby 나나나나나 너라고 빈말하냐
Wow. That was sick. Oh god. Stop. Okay. Very nice. That was It's You from Golden Child if you're hanging out. Thank you for hanging. This was fun. I like the very I'm gonna use this term loosely because I don't know if I could frame it in any other way, but I love the very like nostalgic, maybe like 80s pop inspired like instrumentation. It's got this very like smooth quality to it, and I feel like a lot of like 80s pop as well as just kind of like that synth choice was feels very much in that lane. I don't know if it's 100% that genre, but definitely borrowing some aspects from it. So I love that. The vocals in this were great. There's definitely more. I definitely could appreciate a lot more of the vocals in this one than I felt like maybe with the previous one. And that's not to say that their title track was not great. I enjoyed it, but I think there's like a slight bit more nuance in this song, and I'd imagine as we kind of get further along, as well as as they get more comfortable singing, I'm sure we're gonna get some really really interesting songs. I would like to think. Um, but I enjoy this. I'm gonna go and give some shout outs already. I really like Tag. I liked him in the first introduction that we got from him, but I feel like in this song, his like rap tone just cuts through this song super well, and I really appreciate that because I was like, damn, I'm like that must be Tag, and I'm looking over at my screen trying to just double check, and I was like, wow, I really enjoyed that. So shout outs, that was awesome. Also Jing Jun, also incredible. I feel like they're a very dynamic pairing of rappers, so I feel like I might like them, might bias them potentially, just because I have a track record of really liking rappers and groups, um, but I felt like they are a very good pair together, so they're very complimentary. So I love hearing that. Some other members I really enjoyed. Obviously Ju-chan. I've really enjoyed his vocal styling. But I also really enjoyed Dong Hyun. He's got like a very distinct vocal tone, and I was like, damn, I'm like, he definitely sounds different, and I obviously didn't get a like a readout on his vocal tone since we saw him in like the dance video, but I was like, wow, I really enjoyed his voice, and I was able to kind of point him out, trying to like do cross referencing of what I'm seeing on screen and what my notes are here. And I was like, damn, I was like, I really enjoyed his vocals. So definitely a little surprised. Not that I don't like vocalists in K groups, but I thought those two, at least to me so far, have been standout. I'm excited to obviously pay a little bit more attention to some of the other ones now and try to figure it out. Sung Min was also really good too. I feel like he was the most different in terms of looks, so I was like able to kind of like immediately sort him out with cross referencing, and I was like, damn, I also really enjoyed his voice too. So great song. I think both of them are really good. Obviously excited to see one that's just gonna be like blow my socks off. I do also gotta give a comment on the key change at the end. I think they did a great job. I was like, what are they doing with this like transition? Is it gonna be like a key change or something? But like the transitional piece in that part of the song was also really cool. And I think they did a great job of landing that that key change as well. So very, very sick. Let's see. Connie says, oh my god, they look so young here. I would also agree. So looks like everybody's vibing. You'll love to see it. Very nice, very nice. The next one is going to be Lady. Was a B-side that they promoted alongside It's You. So we are still in the same It's You era. But let's check out Lady next. So
네 눈빛이 딴 데 있어 턱까지 차오는 말을 또 삼켜 늘 미루다 후회에 묻혀서 소리된 적 없는 내 고백 그를 비추는 너의 맘 너를 향하는 나의 눈 너에게 아무 상관없을 테지만 매일 커지는 나의 맘 애써 숨기며 오늘도
nice falsetto tone.
말만 들어도 넌 다 알 텐데 입속으로 몇 번을 외쳤던 더는 참지 못할 내 고백 너를 맴도는 나의 낮 너만 꿈꾸는 나의 밤 네 안에 내가 없는 나르겠지만 앞으로 나갈 거야 머뭇거림도 여기서 goodbye 부른다 You're my lady You're my lady You just be
That ensemble
my
vocal is super good. Wow.
You're my lady You're my lady
그의 생각으로 가득 찬 네 머릿속 그 생각 비워내려는 말은 내
어차피
있어
비워내려는 거 그래 남자답게 굳게 닥침해봐도 쉽게 안 풀리네
너를 맴도는 나의 낮에 눈부신 따스한 햇살이 비춰
너만 꿈꾸는 나의 밤에 눈 감아 그래 내게 말해 You're my lady
너를 바라는 오늘도 너를 향해 갈 내일도 너에게 닿지 못할 이유 없잖아
열심히라도 나의 맘
숨기는 것도 이제는 goodbye 부른다 You're my lady You're my lady You just be my love 멀리서 You're my lady You're my lady
Ooh, some gorgeous piano. Wow. All right. Very cool. This was Golden Child's song Lady. Very nice, very nice. Jazz says wise voice, another fave of mine. I agree. Connie said so pretty. Also would agree with that statement as well. I enjoyed this one a lot. I would probably say so far I'd say this is my favorite. Asterix, obviously we've got much more music to listen to, but I would say this is my current favorite right now. I really like the ensemble vocals in this. I feel like they have kind of played to that throughout the track, but without played through it with most of the tracks that we've listened to so far in terms of title songs. But I felt like it was just a good combination of ensemble vocals. The piano was gorgeous in this song. I feel like it's kind of like the anchor that holds the rest of the track together. But then also I feel like there was moments where like a lot of the vocals are really, really gorgeous. To counterpoint Jazz on just the gorgeous vocals of Y. He's got a great falsetto tone. I feel like that was highlighted extremely well in this track. And I just really liked it a lot. I was like kind of taken aback anytime his voice kind of came into the picture. Just because I was like, damn, I'm like, he's really got a great vocal range. And I really, really enjoyed that a ton. Also, I also liked G-Bomb's vocal tone as well. Those two I felt like were the ones that I haven't pointed out yet, but seemed to catch my ear the most. So I really liked his vocal tone. I was really surprised at how good like his vocals stood out to me. Great mid-range tone, and I feel like that is highlighted super well in this song. He's got a really good warm tone, but like also a very distinct tone as well, which I feel like could be said about actually a lot of the members of Golden Child. I felt like with this song, I was able to kind of hear a little bit more of their individuality in terms of their singing tone, and all of them have like vastly different tones. So I love that they all kind of come together in a beautiful way, but I also love like the distinct nature of all their voices separately too. So really appreciate that. And then I'll also give another shout out to Sungmin. He was incredible in this song as well too. Great tone, very like very smooth, very buttery. So really enjoyed that as well. But yeah, this was a beautiful song. I'm not surprised it got some highlights because I think it is a very good B-side from this release, considering it's one of my favorites so far. So very nice. Sonja says, love the piano suite. I agree. And Gungi says, it is the best so far for me, but it won't be later. Ooh, okay. A little bit of suspense there. I love it. So very nice. The next one on our list here is their second comeback would be a single album, Goldenness, released on July 4th of 2018, with the title track "Let Me." So very nice. Let's check it out.
한 시간도 못 잤나 봐. 내 심장이 들떴나 봐.
이러고 있을 때가 아니야 시간은 반대
뭐가 너를 힘들게 해. 해결해 줄게. 반말해. Let me do it. 걱정하지 마. 내가 너의 superhero. Yeah.
나 이렇게 널 생각하는데
넌 어떻게 날 생각하는지 내게 말해줘. Yes. 네가 좋다면 그래 달려갈게. 말해줘. Yeah. 준비 다 됐어. 내가 다 해줄게. 맡겨봐. Let me, let me, let me, let me. Let me, let me, let me, let me. 뭐든지 yeah. 네가 원하면 전부 다 줄게. 내게 맡겨줘.
Yes or no 내게 말해줘 네 맘은 let me love you 맴돌 수 있게 네 머릿속에
가까이 와서 말을 해줄래 지금 내 맘이 아래와 I'm dreaming of a night 내 심장 소리 급하게 뛰어 내 가슴에
못 참겠어 너에게 빨리 가고 싶은데 내가 너를 웃게 해줄게 난 부럽지 않게 oh baby Let me do it all 걱정하지 마 내가 너의 superhero yeah
왜 이렇게 너만 보이는데
왜 어떻게 뭘 해야 하는데 내게 말해줘 yes 네가 좋다면 그래 달려갈게 말해줘 yeah 준비 다 됐어 내가 다 해줄게 맡겨봐 Let me 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 뭐든지 yeah 네가 원하면 전부 다 줄게 내게 맡겨줘 Yes or no 내가 될 수 있게 Yes or no 난 너의 맘에 들어갈 수 있게
뭐까지 힘든 거야 주저 말고 말을 해줘 내게 밀고 당기다 끊어지게 쏘아줘 내게 Love you love you love you 네가 좋다면 yeah
Let me know 내게 말해줘 Yes 네가 좋다면 그래 달려갈게 말해줘 Yes 준비 다 됐어 내가 다 해줄게 맡겨봐 Let me 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 let me
뭐든지 yes 네가 원하면 전부 다 줄게 내가 맡겨봐 Let me let me let me
All right, very cool. This was Golden Child's "Let Me." Very nice. I was curious. Let me go back. It is Chaewon, obviously. Very nice. Jazz says surprise Chaewon appearance. I was curious why they just there was this. This had to have been before she was in Le Seraphim, right? I don't know. Chat can correct me if I'm wrong on that, but that's interesting. She's just there. That's so weird. But anyway, very cool. I was cool. I was right. I was like, I know Chaewon joined later, so very interesting. I like this song. Very nice. Very bright. I feel like what I've noticed about Golden Child is like a lot of their music is very like major key, very bright. And they do it well. So I'm here for it. You know what I mean? So I definitely enjoy it. Chorus really catchy. At first I was like, is this gonna be as catchy as I feel like it should be? And then by the time I got to the second chorus, I was like, this is a very catchy song, so I love that. But I think it's just good. The only section I probably was not, I didn't hate, but it was definitely like it threw me off a little bit, was like the rap section by Jaehyun or Jangjun and Tag. I was a little surprised by like the rhythm change. Um that kind of threw me for a loop a little bit. And it wasn't bad. It was just kind of like it I understand, like I feel like within K-pop a lot of rap sections are often like switched up to kind of separate the rest of the song. But I don't know, I feel like they didn't really stick the landing on that section of the song. So and I feel like later on in the song, where they kind of did a little bit of a course correction, because I feel like the rapping section towards the end of the song with Jang Jun was great. I really like that section. I think if they kind of use a similar sort of template to that section in the previous rapping section, I think that would have landed a little bit better in my opinion. But that's maybe just a personal preference. But I don't feel like it really hit me as much as I felt like it could have. Other than that, I enjoyed it. The only tidbit that I feel like I could offer that maybe isn't directly related to this song is that I feel like, to me, this song, if you replace like the synth with like an electric guitar, and you replace maybe like some of that like sub bass or like synth bass in the song with like an actual bass, this kind of gives a little bit more of like a pop punk feel. I think it would be very interesting if somebody could rewrite this in sort of a pop punk phrasing, like guitar work and like song wise, because like my first thought was like, wow, this would sound really good if it was like instrumentally slightly different. But that was like my first vibe. I was like, man, if it was definitely more along the lines of that, I think I would have probably enjoyed it a slight bit more than where I enjoy it now. But I feel like it would give it just that little bit of edge, which I think would be cool. But that's personal preference. But I could definitely hear it being like kind of emulated in that way. So very interesting, very interesting. But good song overall. I don't feel like I've had a major complaint about Golden Child so far. So very cool. All right, we're gonna keep it moving. The next one is on October 24th. Goldcha, excuse me, released their EP Wish, this time with Genie as the title track. Ooh, okay. Let's get into Genie then.
내게 전하지 못했던 많은 말들 이젠 모두 다 꺼내볼게
특별한 얘기로만 가득 찬 매일
네가 날 숨쉬게 해 언제든 뭐라든 네가 힘들 땐 그 어디든 달려갈게 I'll make you smile 너와 나의 믿음 그 약속 잊지 않아 행복하게 해줄게 Ready, action 너로 시작돼 나의 move 속에서 계속 궁금해 난 늘 들썩달썩 말해 맘속 소원 턱턱 둘러 내 맘속 원
에이 꿈인가 싶기도 해 꿈이면 난 깨어났길 기도해 넌 나의 단 하나의 소원이야 이제 내가 너의 손을 들어줄게 girl
너의 두 눈 속 가득 차오른 눈물 울다 지쳐 견딜 수 없었던 아픔 손끝에 닿은 이 떨림이 느껴
I like it three-chord.
기억해 이 순간 난 너의 진리 원하는 건 모두 다 말해줘 내가 다 들어줄게 너만의 진리 더 크게 날 불러줘 내가 널 꼭 지켜줄게 아끼지네 상상해 baby 내 꿈의 주인공은 바로 너야 너 항상 느끼네 느껴봐 baby 기 잡은 너의 손 놓지 않아 So much in love
너만의 하늘이자 푸른 바다가 되어 싱그럽게 비추고 낭만을 줄 거야
언제도 원한다면 나를 불러줘 눈을 감고 나를 이뤄줘
보여주고 싶은 세상 가득한 너 네가 듣고 싶은 노래를 부를게 손끝에 닿은 이 떨림이 느낌
기억해 이 순간
난 너의 진리 원하는 건 모두
This chorus is so damn catchy. Holy shit. Wow.
너만의 진리 더 크게 날 불러줘 내가 널 꼭 지켜줄게
What? Wow.
너와 나의 이
That was a cool
노래가
bridge section.
온 세상에 들려오면
Girl 넌 내 손 잡아 모든 일 이루어지게
네 맘을 들려줘 뭐든 이루어줄게
에이 내 꿈의 주인공은 너 지금 이 순간 난 너의 진리 원하는 건 모두 말해줘 내가 다 들어줄게 너만의 진리 더 크게 날 불러줘 내가 널 꼭 지켜줄게 I'll be a genie 상상의 baby 내 꿈의 주인공은 바로 너야 너 Cause I'm the genie 느껴봐 baby 언제나 항상 너의 곁에 있을게 I'll be a genie 상상의 baby 내 꿈의 주인공은 바로 너야 너 Cause I'm the genie 느껴봐 baby 언제나 항상 너의 곁에 있을게 I'll be a genie
Wow. That was sick. I enjoyed that a lot. Very nice. That was Golden Child's Genie. If you're hanging with us, thanks for hanging. Jazz says happiness in the song always makes me smile. I agree. I was having a good ass time. But wow, this was great. I think I hate to dethrone my current favorite, but I think this one might be my current favorite now. I just loved it. I think the biggest thing that I noticed about this song, maybe comparatively to the other ones that we've listened to so far, is I feel like the production style is a lot more elevated in this song. There's a lot more things going on in this track that I felt like maybe some of the other songs before this, the production was good, don't get me wrong, but there was something about this that just felt like a little bit more dynamic, a little bit more open. It seems like the production team did an excellent job with the song. So wanted to first and foremost give a kudos to their team for doing that, because I think it sounds so much better. As well as that, I would agree with Jazz's comment about happiness in the song. This is just like this, this is just good vibes in a bottle right here. Again, no pun intended to a genie reference, but I felt like it was so much fun. Like I couldn't help but just like be really enjoying myself, being really engrossed in the song. So I really appreciate that, and I think that everybody kind of brought their A game on this track. Obviously I could point out like Ju-chan and I think Y were mostly doing those kind of like trade-off ad-libby parts at the end of the song, which were incredible. The dance break section was really sick as well too. I enjoyed that. The choreography in that section was really sick. But I think there was just a lot of moments where I was like, wow, I really like, I felt like I was going in my head like, oh, I like this part. And then like we went to the next thing and I was like, oh, I really like this part. And then I was like, oh, the chorus is great. And then we got into the second verse. I'm like, oh, the second verse is awesome. So like, I think there was a lot of different moments where I was kind of breaking off and loving different aspects of the song, to the point where I was like, damn, I really enjoyed all of it. I think some of my favorite parts were Jang Jun, incredible rapping sections. Normally, I feel like I've been more of a Tag fan so far, but Jang Jun really brought it in this song, and obviously he had done multiple sections of the song as well too, which was cool. I also, again, shout outs to Ju-chan and Y. I felt like they were really great as well too. I also really enjoyed Jaehyun. his vocals as well. I know they kind of gave him different moments throughout the MV, but it was definitely something that I kind of like paid attention to a little bit more. But I really liked his vocals as well. So great stuff. This is, like I said, the current favorite right now. I'm sure it could get dethroned, but I really enjoyed this one a lot. This was fire. Good shit. So internet hot internet girl, thanks for joining. We are checking out Golden Child as per Jazz. So Jazz got 100,000 channel points, so we are covering Golden Child. So very excited. This should be a 2-parter, I believe. So we'll be going through it tonight. But anywho, we're keeping it moving. The next one looks like 7 months later after an unofficial hiatus. Ooh, interesting. Special single Spring Again, and even filmed a web drama. Interesting. Okay, Spring Again is the song. Very interesting. I'm curious as to the unofficial hiatus, but I'm sure that's probably something to delve into at some point. But either way, is it Spring Again? Because I have Wannabe next. I'm on Spring Again. I'm an idiot. Anyway, let's check it out. I was like, we didn't skip through it. I'm used to skipping to the next one.
넌 어떠니? 내 마음과 똑같니? 그런 아리송한 표정으로 나를 바라보지 말고 지금 내 말이 이해가 안 되니 너를 생각한 마음이 앞선 것뿐이야 나도 말하고 와 차였나 봐 그렇다 해도 훨씬 다 내 이야기 털어놨잖아 그런 표정으로 보면 난 어떡해 봄이 왔지만 내
The instrumental is wild. Wow.
마지막 대화부터 내고 미안하다 말도 못하고 그러다 우린 서로 엇갈려가 그러다 보면 서로 어쩌라고 몰랐던 내 맘 모두 봄이 오면 모두 안아주길 바래 나 떠나기 전에 그대 날 알아줘 내 맘도 언제까지 기다릴지 몰라 넌 여전히 내 마음을 모르니 그런 어린아이 같은 눈빛으로 나를 보지 말고 지금 내 말이 믿음이 안 가니 너를 좋아한 마음이 지나쳤나봐
Yeah, 차라리 13호로 계절이었으면 더 좋겠어 조금만 시간 끌어 내 맘 내게 보여주고픈 맘 너는 아니야 Yeah, 창밖에 벚꽃처럼 난 머릿속 생각만 수많게
마지막 대화부터 내고 미안하다 말도 못하고 그러다 우린 서로 엇갈려가나 그러다 보면 서로 어쩌라고 몰랐던 내 맘 모두 봄이 오면 모두 알아주길 바래 날 떠나기 전에
Awesome, 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 awesome. All right, this was Golden Child, Spring Again. Thank you for hanging. Jazz's unofficial group hiatus, but Juchan had an actual hiatus starting at the end of 2018 because of a knee injury. Fair enough. And Jazz says, "Loved this song so much, was on repeat for me." Totally get it. This was such a fun song. I feel like to get the elephant out of the room here, the instrumentation in this song was phenomenal. The like between all the different like moments in this song was super sick. Um, I loved the combination of like that gorgeous piano tone. The acoustic guitar was also really sick. There was a lot of cool like guitar techniques mixed in there that was really sick. And I feel like they were very complementary to each other, so they meshed well with not only the instrumentation of the song, but I also feel like vocally it also meshed really well with the group too. So I think in terms of song arrangement, they did a fantastic job of doing that. Um, as well as that, vocally speaking, all of them were incredible. I really enjoyed it. I did notice a shift maybe about halfway through the song, but like the register of the song, I feel like vastly changes towards like the middle portion of the song, where like I feel like at the beginning of the song they were singing at a much like I want to say lower cadence, but definitely like some of the members that I feel maybe have more of a lower to mid range tone were kind of utilized at the front half of the song, and then towards the latter half of the song, I feel like the the vocal presence moves into much more of a treble, like interesting dynamic vocal range. You know what I mean? I think there is kind of a good mix of everything throughout the song, but definitely could notice a shift about halfway through the song where I was like, wow, I'm like, they're definitely singing it at a much higher register. And I was like, that's impressive because like there's some definitely some moments where I was like, wow, they're really getting up there on the key range there. And I was like, that's pretty cool. Um, as well as that, like some of the, as I mentioned, kind of like that shift in tonality. There's definitely some members that I think stood out to me. Juchan, I feel like has been a consistent member that I've liked with Golden Child, and I imagine I probably will continue to like his vocal tone. But he was really great. I also really enjoyed Jaehyun, incredible stuff, and as well as Jeepum. I also enjoyed him a ton. I feel like typically I feel like I put G-Bum and Jaehyun together in terms of liking their vocals, and I don't know if it's just maybe they shine more in like, I want to say this isn't less instrumental things going on, but I feel like the song definitely favors more of the vocal tones and stuff. So I think those kind of seem like they pop a little bit more in these songs that maybe are less um like less intense musically. Like Genie, I feel like there's a lot of synths, there's a lot of good stuff going on in the song, which I love. But I feel like with Spring Again, like there is just kind of a naturalness to the way that like some of the instrumentation sounds, and I feel like their vocals kind of carve out a little bit more in these types of songs that are a little bit more um somber in nature. So I definitely like that a lot. But yeah, this is a sleeper song. I feel like, and listen, I've been proven wrong in chat and also in YouTube comments, but I feel like this is a sleeper song. I feel like a lot of people like this song, but I don't know if there's a lot of people that would be like, damn, this one's my favorite one. You know what I mean? Like I feel like this is the unsung hero of their discography so far, where I'm like, if you know type energy. So I appreciate that. I feel like I would put this in the back of my head of like, this is one of my favorites for sure. But I feel like I have to be in a specific like space for this to be like, I love this song. You know what I mean? So it's a great song all around, but I feel like this is a mood. I feel like this song's a mood, you know what I mean? So appreciate that. Sondra says it's different. I like it. Nice key change. I would also agree too. So great job. But enjoy. Like I said, we're about 10 songs into to Golden Child, and I've been enjoying it. So this is a great pick, Jazz. So all right, we're keeping it moving. The next one on the docket for tonight is on November 18th of 2019. They released their first full-length album, Reboot, very nice, with the title track Wannabe. This begins the Finding Oneself trilogy, and it finally earned them their first win on December 26th of 2019. Ah, very nice. That's super sick. Very interesting. All right, let's check the trilogy out. I'm excited.
웃음을 잃은 것 같아 행복을 잊은 것 같아 어둠이 내려앉은 듯 lay me down 절망은 내 거울 같아 내일은 안 올 것 같아 어둠이 닫힐 때까지 날 구해줘 널 들려줘 그가의 너의 멜로디로 가득 채워 보여줘 널 알려줘 어둠뿐인 이 세상에 네 눈빛이 날 눈뜨게 해 날 춤추게 해 끝도 없는 fantasy 갖고 싶어 널 yeah 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 yes
Ooh, that's
I
stuttering.
wanna be you 너를 느끼고 싶어 I wanna be you 네 안에 살고 싶어 I wanna be you 난 그저 fall I'm a fall for you 그저 흐르는 시간처럼 멈출 수 없는 oh my mind Come into my parade 널 데려가게 Take it slow 그 미소로 한 번에 upside down 달콤한 꿈이 날 구해줘 널 들려줘 귓가에 너의 멜로디로 가득 채워 보여줘 널 알려줘 어둠뿐인 이 세상에 네 눈빛이 아무것도 필요 없어 나에게는 no way yeah. 아니 그냥 난 너 자체가 될래 yeah, yeah. I just wanna be like you baby I want that issue I got you yeah
Beat switch I have with her. Cool.
목이 다 너들이켜 덤덤해 내게 더 가까이 wanna be you
날 눈뜨게 해 날 춤추게 해 끝도 없는 fantasy 갖고 싶어 널 yeah 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 yes I wanna be you 너를 느끼고 싶어 I wanna be you 네 안에 살고 싶어 I wanna be you
Interesting. I don't. I'm surprised they ended that there. Okay, interesting. All right, this was Golden Child's Wannabe. If you're hanging out, thank you for hanging out for the Golden Child deep dive. Appreciate y'all. Interesting. I'm I'm a little bit shocked at where that song ended, but to each their own. Jazz says such a good song. Connie says, "Oh my god, I love this song." Very nice, very nice. All right, we've got two fans. Love it. I'm sure there's more, obviously. I enjoyed this. This was definitely a little bit different. I feel like I feel like instrumentation wise, like we've had the kind of like bright, like boyish sort of charm to their music with like some of the previous comebacks. And this one I think seems like a little bit more mature, you know, like I feel like there's an elementation, like a switch of like, okay, we want to, you know, obviously in, you know, Jazz's notes saying find oneself, like I do feel like I agree with them trying to kind of, you know, find the best version of themselves is what Jazz put in chat. Um, I could see that. I absolutely can see that. I think it's a good introduction or a good kind of like starting point to their discography in terms of this section specifically. Um I like the vocals. Like I feel like they have always made that I feel like they've always made that a point in their music so far that I've listened to where I've been like, okay, I get it. You know what I mean? Like it makes sense. Oh, am I oh no. I hope I'm not dropping out. We're gonna find out. All right, I think we're good. Very nice. Anyway, I feel like for me, like so far, like they've always been kind of like he's getting that boyish charm. Like there's this fun element to what they do, and I felt like where I was watching this MV, I think there was kind of like a serious aspect to it where I was like, okay, like there must have been kind of like more of a light switch or something in their thought process where like we need to kind of shift our sound. Um, and I appreciate that. I feel like I don't want to discount that at all because you know I think in a genre that I feel like is always vastly changing, I appreciate their aspect of always trying to kind of like you know find out what to do next, and I love that for them. I felt like with this song, I enjoyed it. Very catchy. The like kind of more electronic, like strong portions of the song were really fun. I think the chorus definitely is one of those pillar parts of the song. The vocals in this were also really incredible. There was a lot of great moments from like Juchan that I could mention that I could see because like looking at them based off of their kind of what their hair color, what they like look like, obviously. But Juchan definitely could tell his parts specifically because of his hair color. Dong Yun, I also really enjoyed as well. I think his vocals were incredible in this track, and also Y. I feel like I feel like Y is slowly creeping into my love of Golden Child so far. Where I've been like, man, he's kind of like permeating the background, and I'm like I really enjoy his voice. So it was really cool to hear him a little bit more in this track. But yeah, I can see the progression. There's definitely something for them that I'm curious to see what my thoughts are at the end of the trilogy of songs. But I enjoyed this. I do feel like I also enjoyed the other part of their discography so far. So I feel like it is a little bit of like, oh, I imagine I'll enjoy the new, but I also have a lot of love for the past as well too. So this is interesting. I'm curious to see how it all plays out, but enjoyed the song a lot. So Jazz says they repackaged the album in January of 2020 with Without You as their title. Without You is a continuation of the Wannabe and the second song in the trilogy. Ooh, okay. Let's check it out. This is Without You.
Who am I, who am I, who am I 난 날 잃어버렸어
Hold my hand, take my hand 어디에
눈앞이 흐려 날 좀 잡아줘 I feel so empty now 텅 비어버린 맘 그저 꿈이었나 널 그리던 매일 스쳐간 날 빛바랜 기억처럼 그 향기가 날 감싸 이젠
Wow.
기억 속에
The
넌
production.
지금
So good.
어디에 네 온기가 날 안아 멈출 수는 없어 찾아 헤매이다 다시 또 제자리야 Without you Without you 너 없이 너 없이 너 없이 단 하루도 안 되는데 Without you
Wow. Love the texture.
다 멈춰버렸어 모두 잃고 나서 yeah. 한참을 달려봐도 다시 또 제자리야 하얗게 바란 내 흔적들 속에 나 시간은 자꾸 이리저리 날 끌고 가 기억을 더듬어 널 찾아봐 외쳐봐도 메아릴 뿐이야 널 향해 달려 그래도 달려 어차피 뻔한 엔딩을 안고 어디든 달려 끝이 없는 길 끝이 없는 길 다시 걸을 뿐이야 without you
Hey, I'm trapping my mind 넘겨버린 내 맘만을 갖고 싶어 더 불러봐도 날 삼켜버려 Who am I? Go so drip drop
위 아픔과 고통과 슬픔 원인은 뭘까 되네 일단 내 맘이 도려져간다 붙잡아주지 말고 가라가 넌 멀리 서서 내 고통을 지켜보면 돼 Without me Without you 너 없이 너 없이 너 없이 단 하루도 안 되는데 yeah. Without you Without you 다 멈춰버렸어 모두 잃고 나서 yeah. 한참을 달려봐도 다시 또 제자리야 without
All right, very cool. This was Golden Child's Without You. Very nice, very nice. Jazz says Without You is step 2 about losing themselves in the process. Definitely could see again the next evolution. Jazz says this is also one of my favorites, so good. That intro is everything. And Jazz says a banger. I would agree. I feel like the first part of the song, especially with like that intro, gives a little bit of a slow burn, but I think that is quickly dismissed, and you get into like this really kind of textured, really dynamic, really fun, like electronic section of the song, which I appreciate. I think that I feel like the first song was like a little bit more dynamically heavy, and this one I think is like very tug and pull. I love the way that like the synth kind of draws you in and pulls you out, and like the way that the beat of the song kind of like gives the song so much movement. I love that. I think it really kind of plays with the ears a little bit in that way, but I think it's good. It's definitely like something that I appreciate, and I feel like it is a level of like meticulous stylization that I feel like Golden Child has done well, whether it's their stuff where they're in this trilogy or the, songs that we've listened to before. I feel like I would argue there is a specific way that they process these types of songs. And, this is without a doubt one of those ones where I was like, damn, like there's some really great production stylization choices. I also noticed that again, similarly to some of the other songs that we've listened to tonight, like the register of the song also shifts very interestingly. Like I think the first part of the song was like definitely not in a super low register, but it felt like a little bit more, somber. I think that like the intentionality of like the vocals in that section kind of keep that sort of like low energy, but as the song kind of progresses as well, I do feel like the like higher tonality ranges kind of pull a little bit more strongly. There's like a lot more falsetto in the song. There's definitely some moments where I was like, again, some of the stronger vocalists that do a lot of that more like falsetto tones. I think were a little bit more prominent in the song. Like there are some moments with like Sungmin where I noticed that. Y, Juchan, Donghyun. Like I feel like those members definitely kind of showed me that like their vocals can kind of move in more of that higher direction, and I love that. I think they did it with such like effortlessness that I appreciate. So I love that kind of contrast. I liked Tag in this song. I know like normally I'm a Jang Jun lover or a Tag enjoyer as well. So I felt like Tag in this song stood out to me a little bit more, but they both were really good. But yeah, I enjoy this. This was like a very cool test of the ears. You know what I mean? Like I love like the different like again the moments of the song where it's like really tugging and pulling at you, and like the piano work in this song. I feel like it. I don't know if it was a sample or not, but it definitely has like a familiarity to it. Maybe it's like a little bit of like pseudo nostalgia for some reason, but like it kind of gives this sort of like waltzy like piano sort of feel to it, and I feel like I've maybe heard a melody similar, but I really enjoyed it a lot, and I think there is just a memorability to this song, though this is the first time that I've listened to it, that I like. So this is a great one, definitely a banger for sure. I feel like I'm curious to see how they close out the trilogy. But I really enjoyed this one a lot. This one I think is amongst my favorites for sure. So, all right. Well, we're gonna keep it moving. The next one, it looks like in terms of the notes here, Jazz says in April of 2020 they began competing on Road to Kingdom. Unfortunately, they were the first group to be eliminated. Oof. And although they didn't get far into the competition, the show still helped them with visibility. I would agree. So when they released the final song in the trilogy, One Lucid Dream, on June 23rd, their album sales nearly tripled. Wow. Kudos to them. Compared to their previous releases, and managed to get them their highest first week sales up to that point. That's awesome. Kudos to them. That's awesome. They also released a light sticks, which is a bowling pin shape, which Jazz included. So that's awesome. Since they were 10 members, if you were to put the 10 of them together, you'd actually be able to play bowling. That's wild. That's so cool. I love that. I'm gonna pop this over real quick because I thought it was interesting. Like that's crazy. That's so cool. I love that. All right, I'm gonna take my notes back here, but very cool, very cool. This was also the thought process. I don't know, the thought process behind light sticks are just interesting to me. So I feel like that's another anomaly to add to my list of interesting tidbits about light sticks. But very nice. All right, well, let's keep it moving. The next one is obviously One Lucid Dream. So let's check it out.
Yeah, 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 yeah. 달렸어 또 달렸어 그저 널 담고 싶었어 미쳤다 또 미쳤다
모두 날 향해 외쳤어
흩어져 사라진대도 혹시 그게 끝이래도 후회는 없어 다 버렸어 버려줬어 지쳤어 없었어 어디에도 넌 없었어 불빛 속에 그림자에 그저 홀로 멈춰졌어 단지 꿈으로 남을까
헛된 욕심인 걸까
두 눈을 감아 어서 날 불러 날 파고들어 더 짙은 연기 널 들을 수 있어 날 감싸 안아 더 깊은 농기 넌 이미 곁에 I'm falling down 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 완벽한 바다에 추락하는 별 I'm falling down 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 You're my lucid dream right now 그래 난 이미 너야 Only one 그래 one 다쳤던 날 열어준 마지막 조각은 너야 Only one 그래 넌 스며들어 파고들어 이미 perfect 너와 나
여긴 어디 난 누구 눈을 떠보니까 너무 평화로운 아침 기나긴 쇼를 봤어 이제 꿈이 아닌 현실 흠이 없는 꿈을 깨니 흠이 없는 평시 이제 부정할 수 없는 꿈 같은 나의 present
원했었던 잃었었던 찾아 헤매던 난 이미 남던 눈을 더 깨어나 이미 완벽해진 나 추락하는 별 뒤도
넌 내 우주를 뒤집어 난 몰랐어 You got my back
다짐했었지 수도 없이 Man in the mirror Upside down Inside out 미처 몰랐던 너나 너란 바람 불어 어서 물들여줘 날 파고들어 더 짙은 연기 널 들을 수 있어 날 감싸 안아 더 깊은 농기 넌 이미 곁에 I'm falling down 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 완벽한 바다에 추락하는 별 I'm falling down 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 You're my lucid dream right now 그래 난 이미 너야 Only one 그래 one 다쳤던 날 열어준 마지막 조각은 너야 Only one 그래 넌 스며들어 파고들어 이미 perfect 너와 나
The vocoder voice, very Daft Punky. I'm about it.
I'm falling down
All right, very cool. That was Golden Child's One Lucid Dream. If you're hanging out for the Golden Child deep dive, appreciate y'all. But very nice. I feel like I was cool. I have to edge on this ending shot. But anyway, I enjoyed this a lot. At first I was like, "Ooh, am I really gonna enjoy this song?" And I think by the end of it, I really came around more. I think that first verse is a little rough in my opinion. Like, not that their vocals are rough, but I just think the instrumentation choice is pretty abrasive. And I don't know. It just doesn't. It didn't really stick with me too well. So I was like, "Ooh, am I like? Is this gonna be the one that I'm not gonna enjoy as much?" But I feel like that pre-chorus like came in like a savior. You know, like the pre-chorus in this song is awesome. Like, definitely did a little bit of a 180 for me. So I big salutes to whoever did the pre-chorus in this song. They did a fantastic job. And then I feel like the song just kind of grows and kind of morphs in a better way after that portion of the song. I really liked the second verse of the song too. So I feel like that really kind of course corrected me to enjoying the song. But I will say that first verse was very interesting. I don't know if I particularly enjoyed it, as I mentioned, um but I thought like the rebound on that was awesome. Um I love that kind of like main bass riff that they have going on in that like pre-chorus build, and then you get into the chorus as well. It's just so much fun, very riffy. A lot of great like violin sections. I agree with Andy. The violin swoops and stuff were really fun. I also noticed that this song also has a lot of falsetto tone. I noticed that like Juchan and Y typically are doing a lot of those falsetto tones, which for good reason. They're both incredible vocalists. But I definitely could tell there was like a lot more focus on that, which I appreciate. So that was really fun. I enjoyed Tag's verse the most in terms of the rapping. Like you said, I feel like I kind of swapped between Jeng Jun and Tag, but I feel like this one definitely feel like I definitely felt more close or more assimilated to Tag. I definitely appreciated his verse. Um, I also enjoyed Sung Min again. I feel like again he's been kind of slowly creeping his way into my tops favorites here in the group, but definitely enjoyed it. I think this was a very unique song in terms of the trilogy. I, I don't know how I would kind of rate all of these songs. It would be hard to kind of place them all together. I think if I had to put them in like a numerical order of like which one I enjoyed the most versus least, that's tough. I want to say that Without You stood out to me the most between the three songs in the trilogy. I think that is a very clear number one pick for me. But I don't know. I feel like I gotta put a tie to one as well as Wannabe. Like I don't. I think they both have things that I weren't like. I feel like there's some moments where I was like a little bit unfavorable of, and there's definitely some moments where I was like, ooh, I like these sections of the song. So I think it's difficult, but I know without a shadow of a doubt, Without You was definitely the better of the three in my opinion. But they were all very good. So I don't want to discount it and say I did not like the trilogy. I enjoyed it. I love like kind of the imagery of it, of like again like learning to find yourself, falling but then picking yourself back up and like really digging deep for for your the way that you want to live your life as a person. I think that can resonate with a lot of people, and definitely resonated with me a lot. So I appreciate that thought process is really important. So cool stuff. Someone just says cool MV. I would also agree. Connie says Y's voice is my fave. He is my bias. He sounds so good on this song. And Jazz says he really does. I would also second that comment as well too. He's a great vocalist. So very nice, very nice. All right. Well, the next one we've got here is Jazz says, this one was released between Without You and One. I just put it here since I didn't want to ruin the continuation of the trilogy. Relay is a collaborative song by the groups under Woolim at the time. This includes Sung Kyu of Infinite, Lovelies, Goldcha, which is, Golden Child, who we've been talking about. Rocket Punch, very nice. We did cover Rocket Punch, very nice. And Trainees Drippin'. Okay. Very interesting. Very interesting. All right. Wow, this is I didn't realize how many different faces I'm going to have to memorize, but we're going to get into it. Let's check it out.
아른거려 눈물이 흘러내려 땀방울마저 맺혀
힘이 들어 거친 숲소리 달려왔던 이 길이 유난히 어둡게 느껴져 lonely lonely 언제쯤 고민은 끝이 날까 너도 나 같은 맘일까
어깨에 가득히 얹어진 건 결코 가볍지 않는 걸
한 걸음 한 걸음 가까워져 서로가 서로를 믿어 어느 때보다 더 내일의 날 그려 긴 시간 넘어 이 길 위에 기다리고 있어 두려운 나 맘의 문을 열고 아픔을 딛고
우리 서로 모두가 손잡을 끝날까지 숨이 차올라 그땐 쉬어가도 돼 혼자가 아냐 늘 너의 곁에 있어
우리 이어질 때 그 손을 놓지 않을게 달려가고 있어 밝은 빛을 향해 너와 나를 이어 하나가 될 거라 믿어
말하지 않아도 난 느낄 수 있어
너와 나를 이어 하나가 될 거라 믿어 기적은 올 테니까
우리가 사는 하늘엔 별 하나 없어 아마 우리 자리 비켜준 거였어
더 발광해야 해 지상의 별 되기 위해 내 울림이 저 하늘에 닿을 수 있도록
두려워도 내 손 꽉 잡아 난 우리 위한 그림을 그려내 밝은 빛창 아래 투닥거리는 이 손길 위로 가득 피어나는 꽃잎들 내 마음 모두 채워 내일의 날 그려 긴 시간 넘어 이 길 위에 기다리고 있어 두려운 나 맘의 문을 열고 아픔을 딛고
우리 서로 모두가 손잡을 그날까지 숨이 차올라 그땐 쉬어가도 돼 혼자가 아냐 늘 너의 곁에 있어
우리 이어질 때 그 손을 놓지 않을게 달려가고 있어 밝은 빛을 향해 생각보다 긴 고통 속에도 웃음만큼은 서로 잃지 않길
울어도 흔들려도 포기는 하지마
결국 이겨낼 테니까 Keep going on, keep going on
조금 더 힘을 내
Don't give it up, don't give it up 흔적을 따라가 Keep going on, keep going on
조금 더 힘을 내
달려가고 있어 밝은 빛을 향해 너와 나를 이어 하나가 될 거라 믿어
말하지 않아도 난 느낄 수 있어
너와 나를 이어 하나가 될 거라 믿어 기적은 올 테니까
Holy shit. That's so many people. Oh my god. All right. This was the Woolim squad here. That's what I'm gonna that's what I'm just gonna name them at this point. This is cool. This features Sungkyu of Infinite, Lovelies, Golden Child, Rocket Punch, and Drippin'. Very nice, very nice. This was great. I think this is a testament to obviously the ability to be able to kind of put a bunch of people together in one song. Shout outs to Jazz for putting the diagram for this together. I could tell that this would have taken a long time, so I appreciate it. I enjoy this. I enjoy this a lot. I think there's a lot of great moments in this song. Not only I think from like the instrumental being really solid, but I don't think that when you have these many people collaborating on one song, the song doesn't have to be crazy, but I think it is really well worked, and I think it obviously shows all of them collectively in a good light. So I love seeing that. But in terms of vocals, and just kind of like overall vibes to the song, that's tough. I think it would be hard to narrow down my favorites. I think if I had to pick from like each group that are listed here, I definitely loved Y in this song. I feel like I'm slowly slowly understanding why people love why, and it makes sense because he's incredible. Um, and I really loved his vocals in this song specifically. Um, I also really enjoyed Daehyul's vocals as well. I thought he was really good. In terms of lovelies, Key stood out to me the most. I really enjoyed her voice a ton. I also enjoyed GA as well. She was incredible. I think those two, in terms of members from Lovelies, I definitely enjoyed. Sungkyu was incredible, especially that like belting section towards the end of the song. He's got insanely powerful vocals, very good projection. Which I mean, I'm not surprised. I know we've covered a couple Infinite B sides, so I know what he is capable of, certainly. So this was another great song with him vocally. In terms of Drippin', that was a little bit more tough. I don't know if I really had somebody that stood out to me the most. Maybe Dong Hyun, or Young Yun Sing, Young Yun Song. Excuse me. I feel like those two, I would argue, stood out to me the most in that song. So I like that. And then in terms of Rocket Punch, I enjoyed Sohee's rap section. I thought she was sick. And I also really enjoyed Soo Yun's vocals as well. I think she has like a sweet tone, so I appreciate them. But overall, they were all incredible. If I did not mention your favorite from these specific groups, then that does not mean that they are not incredible. I just feel like when you have to kind of pick and choose people out of a diagram here, it's tough. But those were the ones that, at least in terms of my ears, where I was like, ooh, I like this. This was different. But yeah, overall, great song. I would imagine it looks like it was pretty well received. I mean, 4.4 million views is nothing to slosh at for sure. But they're all incredible groups. Some of them we haven't covered yet, and some of them we have. So I feel like it's a good mix. And Jazden, thank you again for putting the diagram together. I appreciate it. So very nice. We are keeping the train a moving. The next one is another one released on October 7th of 2020. They return to their brighter roots with Pump It Up. I feel like this feels like a very, very engaging song if I was to just go off the namesake. So very nice. It says, am I here in time for the golden chili stream? God, I'll never escape it. Anyway, this is Pump It Up. I make one typo.
언제부터 그렇게 예뻐졌어 기도해야겠어 여기서 오늘 밤 어쩌면 every night 눈이 마주친 순간 Hey right now 정신없이 빠진다 심장 뛰는 소리 커진다 지금부터 너만 보인다 이게 사랑일까 사랑일걸 oh baby 생각만 해도 들뜨게 되는 걸 자꾸 좋아져 Pump it up 점점 내게
So cool.
점점 네가 좋아져 어떻게 해야 돼 자꾸 좋아져 점점 내게 빠져들어 감당이 안 돼 baby 너를 보며 baby 점점 네가 좋아 어떻게 해야 돼 정신 못 차리게 해
Hey 너가 내게 밀려온다는 big wave surfing 내 가슴 뛰는 소리 차오른 내 감정이 터질 것 같아 like shit
그래 oh no 점점 네가 좋아져 어떻게 해야 돼 자꾸 너만 봐 점점 내게 빠져들어 감당이 안 돼 baby 너를 보며
All right, very nice. This was Golden Child. Pump it up. Very cool. Very cool. A couple comments here. Connie says, "Love this one. Also very fun." Kagi says, "At least you don't keep misspelling the same thing like I do. You always pick on me about." Hey, listen, I do with love. Very nice. Very nice. And to be fair, I already know y'all are gonna roast me about whatever I say, so it comes with the territory. Gunky says, "I really enjoyed their bright and fun music at the best." I would also agree. This was a very fun song. I feel like what these bright songs really do well is, again, the ensemble vocals. I know I have said it a few times throughout the stream so far, but I would like to say that, you know, their ensemble vocals, I think, is truly what makes them, to me at least, have this sort of memorableness to the songs, and like just really fun. Like, I think that's what is very inviting about the track, is like the ensemble vocals. Like, you can sing along and still be a part of it and feel connected to the track. So I really do appreciate it. And they do these kind of bright songs super well. Like, I genuinely never have oh, I don't really like this one. It's just like, you can't help but have just like a smile on your face and enjoy the time. The choreography was really good in this track as well too, so I really enjoyed the choreo. Very, very fun, very inviting. So good on that front. The rapping sections were really cool too. Again, nothing too out of the ordinary, but I still feel like really well incorporated into the song. The only thing that I will say about this track is, like, I'm like, wow, this kind of has a familiarity to it. And as I was listening to the song, I was like, wow, this kind of feels like a little bit more of a slowed down version of a song. And I was like trying to remember what it was. And I was like, this kind of, I don't know, again, chord phrasing wise is probably pretty similar, but it reminds me a lot of the Jackson 5's ABC. And I feel like that song is used, the song is used. I'm not gonna lie, you know what I mean? Like, it is pretty common, like, chord phrasing and stuff. But like, I was just like, this kind of feels like a slowed, like a little bit, like the BPM's a little bit slower, but like the chord phrasing is pretty similar. And I was like, that's why it feels nostalgic to me, because I'm like, I have listened to that song so many times, like growing up. And I'm like, I feel like I should know that song by the back of my hand now at this point. So I was like, wow, it has a familiarity to it. So I think in that aspect, like, it's good and bad, in terms of, like, obviously I'm sure they weren't trying to like copy and paste it, but I also feel like at the same point, I'm like, there is a very like distinct line drawn in the sand for a song like this, where I'm like, it has a familiarity to me. Do I like it because it's familiar, or do I like it because the songwriting is good? And I feel like both can exist in the same thought process. So I enjoyed this a lot. I will say the only descriptive about the song that I really enjoyed is like that like vocal like run where they all kind of do like a like adding in like a barbershop quartet, like everyone adding in their vocals to get to like before the chorus in that pre-chorus section. I thought that was really cool, and I still feel like that one holds up super well. But yeah, I like this song. Like I said, it does have a familiar tone to it, which is not bad, but definitely something I feel like I'll remember about this song. So very interesting. We'll keep it moving though. Let's see what we've got. Jazz says, "Love a bright boy group." I agree. And Gunky said there are no bad dogs here. Oh God. Love it. Love to see it. Anyway, we're gonna keep it moving. The next one is from their 5th EP, Yes, with the title track "Burn It." I'll hug you. Very, very interesting song name. Anyway. It was released on January 25th of 2021. This MV is said to be a metaphor for the pandemic. Was meant as a sense of comfort to get through the tough times together. Oh, that's nice. I like that. That's sweet. Anyway, let's check it out. The next one is "Burn It."
안아줄게 안아줄게 한없이 슬펐던 너의 기억들을 모두 내가 가져갈게 태워줄게 흐르는 너의 눈물이 다 마를 때까지 쉴 수 없어 더는 참을 수가 없을 것 같아 나를 용서해 너를 향한 모든 날카로운 시선들을 벗어날 수 있게 지켜줄게 안아줄게 안아줄게 한없이 슬펐던 너의 기억들을 모두 내가 가져갈게 태워줄게 흐르는 너의 눈물이 다 마를 때까지 We're in the fire Can you be fine 너의 슬픔들을 태워하얗게 더는 다가올 수 We're in the fire You're gonna be fine 불꽃을 닫고 날아가 저 위로 Still me 난 원해 Burn it, burn it, burn it, burn it, burn it, burn it 눈물이 다 타버리길 원해 난 원해 Burn it, burn it, burn it, burn it, burn it, burn it 하얗게 다 타버리길 원해 내게 묶여있는 무거운 상처가 널 더 가라앉게 만들어 지금이라도 내게서 내밀어 그 사슬을 녹일 수 있게 내가 더 뜨겁게 타오를게
하나 없네 트럭에 손을 내밀어 봐도 내겐 닿을수조차 어깨 차 밑으로 깨도 계속해서 괴롭히고 또 상처 입네 모습이라도 무슨이라도 다 꿈이라도 I'm fine
뭘 걱정간 후에 묻어두고 keep rolling 아픔과 상처 태워버려 burn it 드리워진 슬픔도 더 타오르게 하얗게 내 안에 꽃 피울게
쓸매
난 원해
Burn it, burn it, burn it, burn it, burn it, burn it. 눈물이 다 타버리길 원해. 난 원해. Burn it, burn it, burn it, burn it, burn it, burn it. 하얗게 다 타버리길 원해.
Oh wow, they have like a whole ass storyline. Damn. Damn. Wow. What a insane MV. All right. This was Burn It. Very interesting. Cal says love a story. Agreed. Connie says my second favorite song by them. This MV is so good. I would agree. I enjoyed it. Kai said I cried with this MV actually. Jazz says can't blame you. That mom scene at the end, yeah, that was rough. That was I started to feel a little knot in my throat. So Jazz says there's an extended version of this MV that shows more of the plot, but I opted for the shorter version since it had more of the song in it. This also was adapted into a webtoon that shows even more plot. That makes sense. Cal says reminds me of Sweet Home, so I'm sold. And Sonja says I was going to say it seemed like a plot off a webtoon. Very interesting. The full video seems. I appreciate that. I appreciate like the contextual element of it. Obviously, I'm here for the music, but the plot of the MV was also very interesting as well. If I feel like if you're a Sweet Home or like The Walking Dead was another one that I like immediately thought of, in terms of like thought process for like zombie type shows. It makes sense. But anyway, getting back to the song itself, the song was good. I definitely enjoyed it. It's got that kind of like island Moombahton sort of feel to it. I feel like I make this joke all the time, and I'll probably continue to make a little bit of a poke fun or a little bit of a joke about it. I feel like every K group has to do at least one song that has this sort of sound, right? Like, I feel like I feel like it's a part of their contract that they have to do a song like this. So I'm not mad. I enjoyed this. I definitely think it is a very solid song. I think the vocals in this are I feel like they pull you. I not that the other songs didn't feel that way before, but I felt like with this one specifically, I was like, I could feel like I could just feel a lot more of that raw energy of the song, and I really appreciate that just because like given how emotional this song is, and as well as given how emotional the MV is, I think you need a song that definitely like kind of tugs in that way. And so I definitely appreciate that about this song because I was like, damn, like I can feel this, I can watch the MV and feel a connection in that aspect, but then also like the song itself kind of is pulling in that way too. Is just like, damn, like they're really trying to hit you on both fronts for that aspect of it. But I enjoyed it. It's definitely one of those songs that I feel like is gonna grow on me more. I will actually have to give this a listen, like on a non MV version. I would love to just listen to the song in its complete. I think I'd imagine it's pretty much in its complete form, but would love to kind of just give it a raw listen in terms of just the song itself. But overall, I enjoyed it. I feel like this one will definitely, like I said, I feel like this one will grow on me for sure. Like I said, I feel like there is an emotional attachment to this song if you watch the full MV or, know the plot of the webtoon and everything. Then I feel like, for people to consider it a favorite, then I absolutely see that reasoning for it. But in terms of the musicality of the song, I enjoyed it. It isn't like reinventing the wheel in any way, but it was a very good song, and I think it works out really well in this context. So cool song. Enjoyed it. All right. Well, we're gonna keep it moving. The next one is "Breathe." This is a B-side that Golcha promoted on music shows during the Burn It era. So very nice. We're gonna keep it moving, and we've got "Breathe" next. So let's give it a listen.
I wanna breathe 너와 같은 공기 속에서 I wanna breathe 바람이 되어 불어줘 잠시 내게 머물러 숨 쉬고 싶어 I wanna breathe 네 숨결처럼 소리 없이 잠든 꿈을 찾고 있어 언제부턴가 난 길을 잃었어 내 맘이 닫혀 모든 걸 포기하고 싶어 어떤 희망도 없이 움츠러들었지
아무것도 할 수 없었지
긴 잠에서 지금 깨어나 붉게 물들어 눈부신 sunrise 마주한 두 손 절대 널 놓칠 수 없어 빛나는 꿈을 따라서 I wanna breathe 너와 같은 공기 속에서 I wanna breathe 바람이 되어 불어줘 잠시 내게 머물러 숨 쉬고 싶어 I wanna breathe 네 숨결처럼
에이건 위험에 삐끗하다가 날 싫어할 단서가 만들어질지도 뒤로 돌려 rewind을 내게 완벽할 수 있도록 이제부터라도
현실인 듯 현실이 아닌 이 기분 꿈도 아닌 이 기분은 뭘까 그냥 지나가기엔 너무나 선명한 girl 네 숨소리마저도 내겐 낯설지 않아 girl
잠에서 지금 깨어나 붉게 물들어 눈부신 sunrise 마주한 두 손 절대 널 놓칠 수 없어
빛나는 꿈을 따라서
I wanna breathe 너와 같은 공기 속에서 I wanna breathe 바람이 되어 불어줘 잠시 내게 머물러 숨 쉬고 싶어 I wanna breathe 네 숨결처럼
I wanna breathe 널 숨결이 느껴져 넌 날 숨쉬게 하고 하루 종일 웃게 만들어 yeah.
밤이면 어때 또 낮이면 어때 내 주위는 온통 너뿐인 걸 like breathe
알 수 없는 미래도 너와 나 시간을 넘어 닿을 수 있는 걸 환상 속을 헤맨다 해도 우리 찾을 수 있어 I wanna breathe 너와
Very nice. All right. This was Golden Child and their song Breathe. If you're hanging out for the deep dive, appreciate you. Um, very nice. Some comments here. Jazz says, I've never seen the anime, but my sister said the uniforms give Hakyu. I also agree. I haven't seen the anime, but I would agree with your sister in stating that that is true. Because I've seen trailers and stuff. I haven't actually watched it. I should though. Connie's Gagi says, "Oh, definitely does watch the anime." Connie says, "Oh my god, yes, this is my favorite Bright Golcha song. Very nice." Andy says, "Yes, it does give that vibe." Agreed. Kala says, "I have seen it and can verify." Very nice. Love to see it. I enjoyed this song. Maybe I might enjoy a lot of the Golcha like Bright songs. Like, I think they do such a good job of it that I feel like introspectively I'm like, oh, I gotta love this. You know what I mean? Like, there's just something about their bright cadence that just does really well, and I feel like I would add this to, again, a list of my favorites that they've done. I think the vocals on this were exceptionally strong. I really love the hook in the chorus. I will say that chorus is extremely memorable. Just the tonality and like their melody choice again were so much fun. And I think throughout listening to it, I was just like, damn, like this hook's really good. Like this melody choice is really good. So I really enjoyed that song. As well as that, rapping section wise, Tag absolutely crushed it. I really again enjoyed his vocal tone and what he brings, but like there's a lot of cool. There was one section where he had like kind of that like beat switch up in the song, and I think it just kind of made that song pop just a little bit more for me. So definitely appreciate his voice a ton. I also, again, I might be just Ju-chan pilled, but I really do enjoy his vocals in this song a ton. I think it was really good. As well as that, I also enjoyed Sungmin's vocals. That was, again, someone that I've been enjoying so much in the group. But definitely one of those ones where I was like, ooh, there's some cool moments of that. And Bowman also was somebody I don't want to say I didn't notice, but like definitely felt more of a connection with his vocals in this song specifically. I think it just draws out a little bit more, and I think his vocals really kind of stood out to me a little bit more as well in this track. So this was another good one. I don't know. This is tough. I don't know if I feel like I would have to go down the list of songs that we've listened to tonight, but I don't know. This might be the asterisk in terms of, my favorite like Bright Golcha song. So very nice, very nice. The next one, Jazz says, another movie of an MV, Ra Pom Pom, from their second full album, Game Changer, was released on August 2nd of 2021. So I imagine there must be a storyline related to this one. So let's check it out. I'm curious. Whoa, 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 whoa. What a way to start an MV off.
막아봤자 너에게 달려갈 시간 포기 못해 pray for me 그라타타타 주어진 길을 거슬러 내 모든 것을 불태워 간절하던 태양을 밝혀줘
They went all out for this MV. I love it. This was Golden Child, and the song Ram Pom Pom. Very nice. Thank you, Jazz, for allowing us to do it. Appreciate it. This was fire. I like this song a lot. It's got that like, I don't know, it's got like that Spanish style like beat to it, and that like that sick, that melody choice is so sick. I definitely love that a ton. I'm gonna be remembering that hook. I don't know why, but like vocally, it was definitely one of those ones where I was like, damn, like that's a good hook. Or good melody choice, excuse me. The hook is in the chorus, but wow, this was so much fun. And I think like structurally, it's got like a good mix of everything too. Like I didn't feel like, oh, okay, like certain members like kind of stood out to me. It kind of felt like a good combination of everything. Like Tag crushed it, I felt like, in this song. I really enjoyed his rapping section. Jung Joon also incredible too. I feel like they, again, both are so good, and I feel like in this song they definitely did a really great job. Some of the other members that I really enjoyed, that bridge section was cool. I love Dale's vocals in this song specifically. I've enjoyed him in a lot of these songs so far, but I feel like this one definitely felt like more of a standout. I agree with Jazz that Dale Y to Juchan bridge was incredible. I love that. But yeah, it was super super fun. I think like every member kind of had different moments to shine. Like I definitely saw some vocal moments from like Jaehyun that I liked, Sungmin, Jibom, Donghyun, and Bomin, Y as well. I think there was definitely some sections where I was like, ooh, they're like killing it in the verses, or like the bridge was incredible because I feel like it kind of put all of the best parts of their vocals in the bridge, and then like the chorus has really got a great hook to it, and like the melody choice was really good. There's a lot of good moments of ensemble vocals as well, so I would probably place this amongst my favorites as well. Like I know I've had a pretty decent amount of favorites tonight, but I genuinely have been like, wow, this one was really good, this one was really good, and I feel like it's hard to deny how good these songs are. So yeah, this one's definitely amongst the faves for sure. I wouldn't count this one out for sure. Connie says, my favorite song, very nice. Gungi says, went from zombies to post-apocalyptic. I'm gonna try to butcher that as much as I could. And Cal said, so good. I agree. This one I felt like had the groove to it as well. So definitely like this one a lot. All right. We're going to keep it moving. Jazz says, then they repackaged the album with Dare as their title track and album name on October 5th of 2021. Okay, so they repackaged the last album. Okay, very interesting. All right, let's get into the next one.
따라 따따라 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 와 yeah. 그게 뭔데 나다운 거 이건 이래 또 저건 저래 시선에 자꾸 찍고 말들에 자꾸 찍고 흔하지 말래 다 변하는데 널 가두는 이들 Keep change 우린 계속 꿈을 꾸는 것뿐이야 널 들려줄래 What you wanna do now 널 알려줄래 Ooh, yeah. 계절이 또 바뀌듯이 그저 받아들이면 돼 You know I know you know We'll be fine 멈추지 마 깊은 밤이 널 마주해도 날 꽉 잡아 널
거치고 더 거칠어진 숨소리가 더 칠해져 덕분이니 길에서는 나를 따라올 수 없게 돼버려도 끝까지 매달려줘 어둠부터 빛까지 내달려
Follow 나 따라 널 향해 다 따라 불러 춤춰 아무도 다 따라 하지 못할 Tap 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 포기 못해 이 순간 가득히 더 따라 날 불러줄래 Tell me what you wanna do now 널 막았을 때 yeah.
계절이 또 바뀌듯이 그저 받아들이면 돼
Oh I know you know We will be fine 멈추지 마 깊은 밤이 날 마주해도 날 꽉 잡아 널 빛을 따라 달릴 테니까 Yeah this is how we do it Yeah this is how we do it 널 가두지 마 차가운 바람이 몰아쳐도 날 놓치지 마 빛이 널 감싸 안을 때까지 따라 따따라 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 yeah. Tell me what you want now Yeah 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 this is how we do it Yeah this is how we do it
All right, that's Dajara. Very nice. I enjoyed this one. I thought this one was a little bit different in terms of stylistic one. The production was really cool. I agree with Kala, and the harmonies were also really sick. I think that's kind of what makes this song stand out a little bit more as well. Like, I think there's a lot more opportunity for them to use like ensemble vocals, the harmony sections as well. Like, it seems like a lot more diverse in that aspect. There's a lot of cool like vocal and instrumental panning going on in this song as well too. So I thought that was really really sick. Um, but I thought this had a good hook to it. There was a lot of different vocals that I like appreciated a lot. More specifically, Daeyeol and Y. I feel like those two, again, very similarly to Juchan. I feel like he's probably my number one right now. But I feel like Daeyeol and Y are slowly creeping up that list. You know what I mean? Like I think that they've got some really fantastic vocals. Y I feel like is more so on that like falsetto and like kind of more of a unique tone, where I feel like Daeyeol just has like really convincing, really strong vocals, and I've started to notice his vocal tones a little bit more as we've kind of progressed further into Golden Child's music. But he's got great vocal tones and is definitely a little bit more of a standout. Obviously the dynamic duo between Jung and Tag was incredible. I love the way that they kind of just feed off of each other, and I felt like this combination in this song I felt was very very smooth. I think the transition between them was really exceptionally done. But yeah, I enjoyed it. It was a very good song, very catchy, very fun. The visuals really cool. I like I like the guys groups in suits. Like I like that kind of aesthetic. I feel like it's always clean. And I felt like in this song they did a great job with that one as well too. So overall, I enjoyed this song. I would definitely say it's like closer to my favorites. I don't know if this is one of my favorites of tonight, but I really enjoyed it a lot, and I'd probably put it maybe just outside of my favorite songs that I've heard tonight. So let's see, couple comments here. Connie says, love the choreo. I agree. Jazz says, this MV always reminds me of Monster X's Beautiful. Not sonically, but visually, especially those pattern suits. I love both songs, so it's a win in my book. And Sandra says, I thought I had seen those suits somewhere else. I would agree. Let's see. Connie also agreed. Yes, I agree. It has the Monster X visual. For sure. Son just says, gotta go get some shut eye. This was fun. Thank you, Jazz, for the playlist. Yeah, we have part 2 probably Monday. So very nice. Very nice. All right. We are keeping this train moving tonight. The next one we've got is on March 29th of 2022. Daeol became the first member to enlist. Their first Korean comeback as 9 members was almost a year after the last with the song Replay from their 6th EP Aura, released on August 8th of 2022. Sadly, Bowman had to go on a 5-month hiatus due to an injury a month after the comeback. Oof. Well, again, hopefully he is doing well as well. So, all right. Well, let's get into Replay next.
You and me gotta replay 다시 한번 시작해 나에게 끝은 없어 새로운 내가 될게 Nothing's gonna ever stop us 아직 멈추지 않아 날 향해 뛰어드는 널 힘내준 후회는 그만 한 번 더 기회 주길 바래 날 믿고 따라와 맨 처음 함께였던 대로
No can't say go
행복에 겹던 days 온몸이 기억해 끝이 없는 새벽에 I can't stop loving
너의 눈빛 속에 내 하루 속에 우리 되찾아와
멈췄던 심장이 전부 텅 비어 가만히 버텨낼 힘조차 없어 So turn it back, turn it back, turn it back 또 한 번 사랑하기를 원해
Come back now 하염없이 기다려 all day
도무지 멈추지 않아 널 향해 뛰어대는 널 뒤늦은 후회는 그만 한 번 더 기회 주길 바래 날 믿고 따라와 맨 처음 뜨거웠던 대로
Hey now can't say go
Baby we can replay Yeah wait 난 놈들은 fade away 기회는 다시 오지 않아 can replay
What's too bad 꿈을 꾸는 듯 재현해 rewind 다시 돌아가 replay
지난 시간 속의 부족함 빈틈없이 채워갈 거야
Hey hey no one got me like you
너 없는 하루가 지독히 길어 온종일 추억만 되감아 걸어 So turn it back, turn it back, run it back 현실이 되어주기를 원해
Come back now 하염없이 기다려 all day
도무지 멈추지 않아 날 향해 뛰어드는 널 뒤늦은 후회는 그만 한 번 더 기회 주길 바래 날 믿고 따라와 맨 처음 뜨거웠던 대로
Hey now can't say go
We can replay
Switch
Ooh,
Come on
okay.
나를 돌아봐줘 다시 돌아와줘
I was not expecting that. Holy shit.
남겨진 한 줌의 love So turn it back, turn it back, run it back 쉬고서 다시 놓치지 않게 You and me gotta replay 다시 한번 시작해 나에게 끝이란 없어 새로운 내가 될게 Nothing's gonna ever stop us 시간이 멎을 것 같아 전부 다 주지 못한 맘 너도 잘 알고 있잖아 이대로 포기 따윈 못해 믿고 따라와 맨 처음 들어왔던 대로
Hey now can't say go
Baby we can replay
Switch
Come on 나를 돌아봐줘 다시 돌아와줘 처음부터 replay
Wow. That was sick. All right. That was Golden Child's replay from their album Aura. Very, very cool. Not expected. This was not what I had on the cards, and I'm cool with that. I'm cool with that. Jazz's Bowman's injury being the result of someone hitting him in the face with a golf club while golfing. Oh man, that's rough. Glad he's doing better. I would like to hope so. But Connie said so good. This was sick. I really like this a lot. I would again put this in my favorites. Only because I feel like this kind of combines a lot of my love of different genres. This kind of has like a little bit of a funkiness to it. The synth choice was incredible, and then like the added addition of like that metal slash like rock guitar styling with like that pinch harmonic riff. I just thought that was so cool. Very well, very well put together. Like it is a very well arranged song where I feel like there's definitely elements of the song where it's gonna happen, but I do feel like this song offers a lot of great curveballs in the track where I'm like, ooh, it made me kind of like make faces and like do and be like, wow, like this the structure of the song really kind of took different forms, and I appreciate that a ton. In terms of the rapping section, I Tag and Jengjun are incredible. I felt like this one was probably my favorite performance of theirs so far. I just think their exchange in this song specifically just had like a really, really like compounding energy to it. So I feel like starting it off with Tag, Jengjun coming in later on, I feel like was just like a 1-2 punch in that section. So I really, really like that. So that was really cool. Jaehyun, I heard a lot more vocally, as well as Sungmin. I feel like those two specifically, I was like, damn, I'm like, their vocals are really, really fucking good. And I was like, I really had myself sat back and I was like, wow, this was awesome. Like they're really good vocalists. And I feel bad that I haven't given as much love to Jaehyun more specifically, because I'm like, damn, he's got a good powerhouse set of vocals. So I really liked his vocal stylization. Again, that bridge section was so much fun, and I love that they didn't give up on that like kind of like rock or metal stylization, and they incorporated it towards like the post chorus at the end. I thought that was so cool. I just think it adds that extra bit of like oomph to the track where I was like, damn, like I love that. It's probably because I don't know. It's probably similarly because I love like Gorilla by ATEEZ, just because like I think it just matches that like a little bit punchier, more like aggressive energy. And I feel like again it kind of meets me in the middle where I'm like I still love listening to a lot of the metal stuff. I obviously still love a lot of the K-pop stuff still. And so I feel like it kind of puts those two worlds in place for me. So this was a phenomenal track. I would absolutely be remiss if I didn't put this on my favorites of tonight. So very, very cool. Great track. I'll have to give Aura a listen tomorrow. So stoked. So all right. So the next one we've got, this was in November of 2023. They released Feel Me with Daeyeol back from military and Bowman back from hiatus. However, Y was absent from the comeback because he had enlisted earlier that year. Oh my God. Wow. They're really going through the cycles here. So, all right. Well, let's get into Feel Me next. So check it out.
I just wanna taste 의미해 다시 돌아오지 않을 순간 I don't wanna waste my time 깊은 구덩이 속에서 난 어두운 눈을 뜨지 못해 dark 불빛이 없는 밤 서툴러진 밤 이제 미련이 없어 Feel me 나를 느껴봐 지금 넌 피하지 못한다
Let's go. Come on 이리 와 같은 춤을 춰 같은 노래 불러 같은 옷을 입어
세상을 가진 듯한 기분이야 이건 금은 보아도 돌처럼 될 수 있어 지금
Don't think about bad situation 멀리 있는 건 예뻐 보이더라
우리 같이 만드는 거야 지금 이 순간보다 중요한 것은 없으니까
눈을 떼지 못해 달 불빛이 없는 밤
좀 서툴러진 봐 이제 미련이 없어
Feel me 너를 느껴봐 지금 now 하지 못한다면 받아들일게 이미 나는 완벽해 지금 이걸로 Give me 네 사랑 그거면 돼 Feel me 너를 느껴봐 지금 now 어쩌지 못한다면 웃어 넘길게 이 모든 순간이 완벽하니까 Feel me 지금 now 그거면 돼 Can you feel me 완성 속에 Can you feel me 느껴졌던 Can you feel me 너의 용기 그게 날 어둠에서 꺼내주었어
또 겨울이 와 추워진대도
나랑 어차피 봄
like this
동단
bridge.
I love this moment 온전히 널 숨쉬어 하루 이틀이 지나 1년이 지나도 oh, oh. 느껴봐 지금 나 하지 못한다면 받아들일게 네 나는 완벽해 지금 이걸로 Give me 네 사랑 그거면 돼 나를 느껴봐 지금 now 어쩌지 못한다면 웃어 넘길게 모든 순간이 완벽하니까 Feel me 지금 now 그거면 돼 Let's go Feel me feel me Feel me feel me 그거면 돼
Wow. All right. This is cool. This was Golden Child's Feel Me. If you're hanging out for the Golden Child deep dive, thank you. Appreciate it. Jazz says, one of my faves. This song makes me feel so nostalgic, especially paired with the MV. Very nice. And Cal says, oh, love already. Very nice. Very nice. This was great. Definitely a change of pace, but I appreciate that. I appreciate that they do something different. Like, there are some songs that I feel like you normally associate with Golden Child at this point, but I feel like there's always some comebacks where I'm like, wow, they did something different. It was similarly to Replay, and I'll extend the same graces to Feel Me because I definitely like this a lot. Like their rock tonality of this song, I think really works with them. I think their vocals sit super well in that mix where I was like, wow, like they all have like really, really strong vocals. Like the MV was also really like impactful in that aspect too. And um I think you can't just help but sit there and be like, wow, like obviously I was jamming along with the song, but like at the same point I was like really enjoying it. Like I think there like was some really good melody choices. I think the hooks on this song were really incredible. Like I love the kind of anthemic feel that this song brings. I think it has a lot to do with their usage of like ensemble vocals. But it just feels like the song is very inviting and really wants you to kind of participate in it. And so I felt like that was a very strong aspect to the track. But as well as that, I think like the emotional aspect of the song, like obviously watching the MV, seeing like whatever they're struggling with in this MV, like I felt like I was being a part of this, and they were kind of like pulling me into the MV. So I really enjoyed that aspect of it. But yeah, the vocals on this were great. Some of my favorites were I really enjoyed Ju-chan, of course. Jaehyun's vocals were also really good in this track. And Donghyun, I feel like were amongst my favorites vocally on this song. But it was really, really solid. Like I said, with the past two songs, I've been pretty impressed by their range in terms of artistry. I feel like I feel like at this point in time, they're like, well, we're not going to be pigeonholed to doing like the bright, like boy concept or whatever. Like I feel like they have come back with each release and doing something different. So, I really like that. I appreciate that a ton because I feel like it would be a difficult endeavor to go about. So I feel like all of their releases have been really interesting so far. So very cool. Oh man. Jazz says this is their last group release because they had no comebacks in 2024. Oof. On their 7th anniversary, it was announced that Bowman, G-Bum, and Tag did not renew their contracts and would leave the group, thus making Goldcha 7 members. Oof, that's even worse. The rest stayed in Woolim until December 24th of 2024, where Daehyo, Y, Sungmin, Jaehyun, and Donghyun contracts expires and they parted ways with the company, but not the group, meaning only Juchan and Jengjun currently remain in the company. They said that the 7 of them want to come back eventually, though it would probably be a long time from now because Sungmin recently enlisted. Oof, that's even wow. That's rough. It's so sad. Well, hopefully, fingers crossed, they will come back. I would like to put the positive affirmations out there for all Golcha. So very nice. All right. Well, we've got a few more. It looks like we've got some Japanese releases. Jazz says Golden Child made their Japanese debut on January 26th of 2022 with the single Ah Woo. Very nice. So I guess that is the first one we're checking out. So let's give it a listen.
Hey. Alright. 옷사람 날 hurt ain't don't she all 모두 지각고 you give me more
밑에를 덕해져 in me nice so I wanna touch your love I can see you baby 싫어 굳이 you flowing 젠젠탈이 나의 마다마다 glowing
나니 my that's the story Coco gotta show you girl let's go crazy
I was so bold 僕は未だに recall でも守りたい抱き寄せたい yeah 満月の夜 gotta get right どんな恐怖もいとわない君のためなら Like don't da da dum dum Right away Right now Still come to eat the fine job Like don't da da dum dum Like don't da da dum dum 必ず gotta make you myだけは傷つけない Like don't da da dum dum Like don't da da dum dum 月夜になる叫べて boom 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 Come on now baby I'm your man Like don't da da dum dum 次に目と目があったら更新よなく打つことはステレオ
もどかしい距離は skip it now できないじゃ what can I do for next
考えるために迷路に falling 余裕は得るのそれでも trying
他のされっぱなしだけど I'll show you girl let's go street it 君の霊は奪い去ってしまうようなそんな男になりたいのさまだ片方だけの love いつか君に届くなら何だってなれる Like dum 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 Can't you feel it? So go can you really want you? Like dum 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 Like dum 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 こんな出会いなんてままない失えない手放せない Like dum 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 Like dum 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 Hey We're golden child Come on 幕が上がる our story For just you and I どんな時だって Here I am forever 住む世界は地下でもそれでも I'm so fine ただ守りたい抱き寄せたい Yeah Let's go Dun da da dum dun Yeah Dun da da dum dun dun Right away Right now Still come to eat the fine job Dun
All right, very cool. This was Golden Child's Awu. Very nice from their Japanese material. I enjoyed this. I thought it was definitely more. I'm always curious. I feel like I stopped myself mid sentence. I always find that Japanese material is very interesting to me, especially if we've covered the Korean material. And I feel like this is not none different from that, where I'm like, I feel like Golden Child in terms of their Korean material is very varied, very different. I imagine some of these songs are going to be different from that, even sonically. But this one definitely feels a little bit more in your face in terms of not only, I think, the musicality of the song, but I think also vocally. I think there's like a lot more. I don't know. I feel like there's a lot more aggression in the way that they kind of play this song to you. Where I feel like maybe with Korean Golcha, where I feel like I'm like, oh yeah, like I really appreciate kind of the different modes of the song. I feel like this one maybe just isn't particularly in my taste. Not to say that it's a bad song by any means. Like I definitely enjoyed it, but I don't know. I feel like it's hard to compare it based off of the other. Yeah, we have two more Japanese songs, so I'll see where I kind of sit on it. But I enjoyed it. The vocals were really good. The rapping was really fun. Both Jengjin and Tag did an excellent job. But yeah, I felt like this was definitely more abrasive and a little bit more in your face. But I like when groups kind of do something different in terms of their Japanese material versus their Korean material. So I thought it was a very solid song. I'm curious to see how it kind of compares to the other Japanese songs. So we're gonna have to check out two more. So speaking of that, Jazz says their second Japanese singles, Ratata, was released on May 11th of 2022. Wow. Okay, so like about 5 months later, give or take. There were 9 members because Dayo's enlistment. They had a U.S. tour around this time as well, but Tag couldn't participate because he was recovering from liver failure. Oh my God! Wow, that's rough. Anyway, let's check it out. I'm curious what this is gonna sound like now.
Up in the Houston, har이 come dungeon, tell me Coco where to go. 미기 또 히다리 마의 오시로 타지르고 which way should I go? 소리와 마르된 나 don't worry, 소리 또 뭐해 너 don't worry, yeah yeah. 새끼 놈이의 나의 걸어 미친 너왜 이기는 그 힘 boom boom.
Body body stands around 우리 스마시나 shirt band now 와키타츠요네 아투 위 blood 하기라스 코코도 같아 that's my way
소리된 뭐 아사와 맞다 고모 요샤나쿠 오토 질레루 소시대마다 아타 다시도 보쿠라와 타타쿠나로
Bring it on down dude
Let's now 타타타타타 타타이치도끼리 no my life da 고아래를 홀도 멍인 your life 가꾸고와 이가이 We know rock 타타타타 기껏고는 도비라 너무 고와 마다 믿는 super beautiful sight 너도 내가 witness 라타타타 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 Oh I'm rocking like that Open the next door 바로 매너줘 다 목길이 가나요 안 웃고 노트에 담에 살레루 마마 we side is the goal 소리와 나는 내 fairy tales 소리도 못 mind every day yeah yeah Oh no you know oh I know you need 날 싣고 때문에 life goes on Body make your eyes wide shut 코로나 매다 깨워 just trust 이러다 수요나 it's a day 막이라서 요니 하리 하나씩 your smile 소리대모 요루와 마타 보쿠라 노코토 노미코 부카라 뭐가 기사 우리
All right, very cool. This was Golden Child's Ratata. Very nice. I enjoyed this one a far bit better. I enjoyed like the more aggressive like synth and like horn tones of this song. I thought that was very interesting. It kind of reminds me a little bit of like, I don't know, like there's definitely like a familiarity to this song. Like it kind of gives me a lot of like the more high energy like boys groups in terms of like um I don't know. It's hard to explain. Like it definitely reminds me a lot of like uh it reminds me similarly of like Korean boy groups like when they do that like really kind of more like EDM stronger like focus song. Um I can't name one off the top of my head right now, but definitely feels like there's a similarity to that, which is not a bad thing. Because I don't feel like they really tap into that genre as much in Golden Child as much, but I felt like this one was like a little bit more aggressive in that aspect. I love the choreography. The choreo is really snappy, really fun. And I think it obviously plays to kind of the more snappiness of this song specifically. So I love that. Um, Tag in this song was incredible. I really enjoy his rapping tone. I feel like this one was like one of those songs where I was like, damn, he stood out a little bit more. As well as that, I don't know. I definitely feel like this is Tag was definitely one of those ones that I think stood out to me more, but like the ensemble vocals as well. I like that still translates really well into their Japanese discography. Because I think that's kind of like a staple sound that they've included in their music, and I'm glad that they didn't kind of like avoid using that in this type of material, because I still feel like it has such a good punch and such a good resonance with some of the tracks. So I felt like this one to me so far is the strongest in terms of the Japanese material. But I'm very curious to check out the final one that we're going to be listening to from their Japanese discography. So very excited, very excited. Jazz says their Japanese stuff is definitely very different for them, but I appreciate their experimentation. I would also concur. I would agree with that. So very nice, very nice. All right. So the last Japanese song was Crayon from the Invisible Crayon single released on April 19th of 2023. So let's check it out.
I'm an invisible crayon. Canvas no weni. I'm a crayon. In my penny, oh yeah. Okay, do I'm a shit in my way.
Yeah, alright.
Cause I need tech, white and black 濁った常識は grey I know 景色も
当たり前のことが当たり前じゃなくなって演奏を求める Confusing 周りが読ませた空気隠したマスでバッバ I choose it 誰も聞こえない一人だけのシャウト気づいてよな届くまで叫び続けるさ
実数の世界は君がいないと解けないクエスチョンなんだ
Where I'm here.
お白紙のままのページ願いの星が光る時波立つ海へ描くのさ
I'm an invisible crayon. I'm a crayon. No pain, yeah, yeah. 明日につなげてくれ Yeah, I'm a crayon. Invisible crayon. In my penny, oh yeah, yeah. Okay, do I'm a shit in my way.
天秤比例ファブスが減るほど伸びてく Follow up 背中は flat 透明になっちゃったけど My weight up Confusing 周りが食わせた空気なくしたまみ広がる poisoning たまま突き抜けよな痛みはもうない光を探し続けるんだ息を吸い込んでみようほら世界はそんなに遠くないさ Coming close right now
開いた二人のページ矢が滲んでゆく時思い込めて描くのさ
I'm an invisible
지우 못해 higher
또 try cause I take off 완벽하게 say no one sky
We can touch the sky
僕らの奏で
I'm Mr. Player I'm watching over the player I'm a player 처음에는 너를 sprayer
Pain it out, yeah, yeah 안 숨이 지나게 take away
Yeah, I'm a player I'm Mr. Player 우리의 넌미라이어 Pain it out, yeah, yeah 어깨를 아무 시시 때 in my way
Nice. All right. This was Golden Child's song Crayon. Just a couple comments here. Connie says, I like the outfits and wow, high note. I agree. There are some insane vocals in this song. I would say this one is definitively my favorite of the Japanese songs. I really enjoyed this one a lot. I think this kind of, in my opinion, I feel like kind of bridges the gap between like their Korean material and their Japanese material, where I think there are like a lot of the vocal elementation that I would attribute to more of their Korean material, but I feel like the instrumentation is definitely more on the Japanese side of their music, like really crunchy, really like distorted, especially in that like the way that they kind of like mess with like that clean vocal tone along with like that really crunchy synth tone. I thought that was really cool, and I feel like dynamically it's very fun to play with, so appreciate that a lot. I also really enjoyed the vocals from Jibam as well as Sungmin. Those two specifically I felt like really crushed in this song. Obviously Juchan and Y were also fantastic in the song vocally. So I definitely like that. I also noticed, I think in the bridge, Juchan did the first part of it, and then it looked like a combination between Jungjun and Tag that were doing the follow up vocally. I thought that was really cool, kind of harking back to the first song that I listened to from them. So I definitely appreciate that contrast as well. But yeah, this was a great song. I think like dynamically it's very fun. I think vocally this was also very fun. I loved a lot of that chromatic descending vocal runs as well in this track, but it just seemed like very very intriguing by the end of it, and I was just like, out of all three of the songs from their Japanese discography, I was just like, this one just seemed like, to me personally, rose above the ranks a little bit more. So yeah, definitely enjoyed this one a lot. This was a cool peer into the looking glass for Golden Child. This looks like it concludes part one of the stream here, so I'm excited to get into part two. We'll be doing that on Monday, unless Jazz is not going to be here Monday, but that seems to be the case here for that. Some favorites, I think Japanese material, as I mentioned, Crayon was my favorite. In terms of their Korean material, that's going to be tough. I think I would probably put Replay. I would do oh man, that's tough. I would do Without You, Spring Again, Genie. And then I probably do It's You. I feel like those would probably be my favorites. I would probably give an honorable mention to Feel Me. I feel like that one would be the other one I give the honorable mention to. Not that I didn't like Feel Me. I feel like that would be really damn close to my favorites. But yeah, I think in terms of songs that I enjoyed in the stream, those would be my top songs as well. So very nice. Let me know your favorites in chat / in the comments. Again, massive salutes to Jazz for getting 100,000 channel points. If you are watching this and you are hanging out on Twitch, you can also get 100,000 channel points and deep dive any group you would like to cover if we haven't already covered them. I don't believe I've had anybody recover them. So, uh, but we've done most of them. Part two, it looks like from my notes here, is going to be solos and unit MVs. So we got a fair bit. So that will be part two on Monday, I believe. If Jazz is cool with that, we will be doing that Monday. And then on Saturday, this upcoming Saturday, I believe we are going to be doing No Santa's deep dive. So um, let me know. I know we also have Connie's deep dive, and I know Harmony is currently in the process of deciding what to do. So we've got a lot, and then we got Sally. Congrats to Sally at the beginning of stream. They also got 100,000 channel points. There's a lot of new shit happening. So very excited for chat. Chat's crushing it right now. So love to see it. Um, I'm trying to think if there's any other housekeeping. Oh, in terms of videos, Patreon is pretty much caught up. I think I have last week's and this week's that I still need to upload, but they're pretty much being uploaded. They'll probably be uploaded while I go to bed tonight. So check back. I just have to make thumbnails for those, but Patreon should be pretty close. And then in terms of the YouTube stuff, if you're watching on YouTube, it's like I think about a month behind. So if you are watching this, just come out, hang out and stream, or if you want to watch them all early, join Patreon. That's the best way to see those a little bit sooner than what you see on YouTube. So thanks for that. Appreciate y'all. Hopefully we'll see you on Saturday. If not, hopefully the following Monday for part two of Golden Child. I'm very excited. They've been fantastic. So if you've been missing out on the streams, please join. Would love to see you in chat. But thanks, y'all. Time for me to sleep. And I'll see you on Saturday, hopefully. Bye.